Kris there.
Yeah, man, it's the Old Raggamuffin podcast again. We're here with the living legend, bass player extraordinaire. Goes by the name of Don Chandler.
Blessing. Bless up, solo.
Glad to see you, to all who don't know. Let's just go for a little resume kind of thing.
Oh, gosh.
Just, just so they know that because we're going to get into some real good musical discussion. So I want them to know, man, the people them know the experience or where you're coming from, why I believe you're qualified to talk on such things. You know what I mean?
Well, I started probably, let me go back to, I started playing in bands from a very young age, 12, 13.
Yeah.
And I was doing that while I was playing in sound systems at the same time.
Yes, sir.
So they kind of grew together. Eventually, I have to go back in the archives now. An opportunity came, and I'm going to skip out a whole thing. We can backtrack.
If we come to it,
we can backtrack it. An opportunity came to go on tour with Mighty Diamonds and Frankie Paul.
Okay.
That was the first opening for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I got the call. Do I want to take this tour? And of course, I said yes. Anyway, the next day I got a call telling me they're bringing a bass player. So, the 809 band, Dean Fraser, and the 809 band used to back everybody.
Okay.
So Mikey Fletcher was the bass player.
Right.
And so they said they're bringing the bass player. And I was like, oh, geez, opportunity gone.
Yes.
So they brought Mikey Fletcher to MD, the Mighty Diamonds and Frankie Paul tour.
Okay.
But as fate would have it, Shaggy bust around about the same time. I think it was probably Boombastic.
Okay.
And he called for Mikey Fletcher to come back and join.
To come back and do his
and join his band.
Okay.
Yeah. So the door opened.
The door
opened again. Yeah, this was all in the space of a couple of weeks. It was days.
Emotions.
It was days. So the tour came. It was for a month on the road with Frankie Paul and Mighty Diamonds. On the same tour was Shaka Demus and Pliers. Bunny Wailer was on that tour. Funny enough, Shaggy was on that tour as well. So I got to meet.
So you still got to meet Fletcher.
Shaggy was on that tour. Who else was on there? Just a whole heap of.
That's like a big tour, man.
Yeah, Buju was on that tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was like Sunsplash on tour, Reggae
It was,
tour then.
So this was 1996. This was 1996. Yeah. And so this is the first time I've got to go to Garant's festival, and we did Summer Jam that year. Just got to do. It's a whole new world that I had never experienced in my life. So that was the first tour anyway. Funny enough, the very last show of that tour was WOMAD in Reading.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I just did that tour, come back, and ended up
home.
Yeah. Yeah. So WOMAD was the last day of that tour, and then from that, you do one tour, and then doors just open from there. I think after that I went on tour with Freddie McGregor after that to the Scandinavian tour, and then one just leads to the other.
You see, that's the thing. That was always the thing with you, Don. Like when I first knew you, I remember seeing you around Sound. Yeah, when I moved to Reading. But you was around like Joys of Life them time there.
You missed the Studio Magic days? Was you around for the Studio Magic days?
No, I remember I come up here. I've only been up here like 25 years. So I think I just missed them days.
Right. So Studio Magic was before Joys of Life. Joys of Life was when we it was like soul and rare grooves and.
See, I come them times there. Right. Really, you know what I mean. I come when like Cumbers when Cassette was in Cumbers.
Right.
And them times. So I missed kind of Studio Magic Raiders, all them days.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
I came just after that.
That's another story when we get to it.
So when I first met you and I first saw you, you was around Joys of Life, and it was more soul and all of these things.
Right.
So I just had you down as a soul head. You just first impressions of them things. Like, you know what I mean? And then the Steel Pan.
Right.
I started doing the Steel Pan with Mary. And I see you up there as well doing the Steel Pan.
Right.
So I just knew you from them things there.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who, but I was having a conversation with someone. They was like, yeah, you don't know Don. I said, yeah, Don, a big bass player. That, you know, I said, I seen him play like bass, like while we've been doing this still playing. But what do you mean big players? Like, no, that man, the back, this person, that person, this person, that person. I'm like, what? Yeah, I had no clue. But you never let me know. You never let nobody know. You just go about and do it.
Yeah.
But then if you don't really want to name a list, do you? I'll name a list. Then. You name a list. Who you played with?
So it started with Frankie Paul, Mighty Diamonds. And then from there, I think it became Freddie McGregor.
Yeah.
Half Pint.
Yeah.
Willie Williams.
Yeah.
Fred Locks.
Yeah.
Prince Allah.
Yeah.
Michael Prophet. Gosh, it goes on, man.
It just goes on.
John Holt.
John Holt.
Martha Griffith. Everybody in UK Lovers Rock.
And there's whatever. Horace Andy, Johnny Clark.
Thank you. Thank you.
UB40.
UB40, yeah.
Craig David,
yeah. Did Lamar for a while. You know.
That's enough.
Yeah, you know.
I just need to get the credentials out there.
It's a blur. A lot of it's a blur. You know, at the time when you're doing it, you almost don't even realize it's just another gig.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you get the phone call, it's another gig, and it's not like, oh, I've got this gig with such and such. You know, the Black Uhuru.
Yeah.
You know, I did the Black Uhuru reunion when Ducky and Michael Rose came back together. I was the bass player on that.
Oh, that's massive.
Yeah. Eindhoven, I think that was.
Bro, that's big.
Yeah. So So I've been in some strange places, and at the time, I didn't even realize how blessed I was. Yeah, I didn't realize.
And it wasn't necessarily a social media time then.
No, there's no social media.
They ain't really worrying about photograph and selfie. Them things they
Yeah,
weren't
yeah,
like that, you know what I mean? Because them time they had to buck up the camera.
Yeah, that's right.
But they got the camera and wind. All I just wait for the flash to warm up.
Yeah. And I was never really a cameraman, so I missed so many opportunities because I was never really.
I'm like that though. I'm kind of in the moment.
That's right.
I can't really. I can't think about tomorrow when I'm in the moment. If you know what I mean. Especially when you're in a situation like that, being on stage with some of these greats, or you're in that room there.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're just backstage and talking to people, too much in the moment to turn around and be thinking about, oh, if I do take a picture here, I could post it or something like that. You know what I mean?
And I used to kind of look at it as, you know, I'm here with the artist. I'm not a fan. I'm working with the artist. You know, I'm not here to
be professional about the thing, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not a fan, man. So yeah, that's why I never really bothered with the whole.
Yeah, because when a man's backstage as well, you know, that is their chill spot. Backstage is meant to be your chill spot.
Yeah.
So you know, the lead singer, you know, after taking many photos and everybody wanting to talk to them, they're meant to be able to come back with the band and the rest of the artists and that's backstage and
cool and relaxed.
Cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the last thing that they want is even a band member to be like, oh, can you do this for me?
Yeah.
Can you sign that for me?
That's right.
Can you just speak to my mum on the phone?
You know, a lot of the photos that I see myself in there, like band photos that another fan has taken, and I'm in the photo with the artist and the band or whatever. But there's not many photos like me and the artist, like me and him with bridging and
Yeah, I hear that. I always send that to them. But yeah, man, I just had to give them some credentials.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think that qualifies me to say the things that.
Yeah, because I was going to call, I don't know if it's fair, but I was going to call out, like, I've seen you on many threads, you know what I mean? And we've had many conversations, and I've seen you have many conversations because you're very opinionated. But I think when you've been in it for so long and at such a high level, everyone's going to have an opinion. Because I've got an opinion about everything.
Yeah.
I've got an opinion about things that I've only just seen. You know, I might read a headline and I've got an opinion about that.
Yeah.
The effects. Everyone's got an opinion on everything. So I know there's a lot for us to talk about. I don't even know where to start, you know. But you know what I wanted to. All right, let's start with sound business then. Yeah, because you said about you using in the sound and things. So how do you see sound system? Now, obviously, it's different. Times are gonna change. You know? So we can't always you can't always be constantly. Oh, I wish it was like the old days or stuff like that. Or can you?
I'm the opposite. Anyway, I don't believe in in being stuck in what happened in 1984.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in being a dinosaur and it used to be like this and it should be like this. I want to know what's next.
Yeah.
How do we move forward?
Yeah.
And something I've spoken to you plenty times about solo is this thing stuck.
Yeah.
You know? Taxi. As much as I respect them within Sly and Robbie and, you know, Roots Fralex and whatever, you go to a dance, you got different types of dances in sound system. You got your dance hall,
Yeah.
what's called dance hall nowadays,
Yeah.
which is your popcorn and
Yeah.
whatever. And then you got your clash sound scene,
Yeah.
especially the Irish and Chin scene. And then you got your root sound systems.
Yeah.
So I see those as kind of the three different
Yeah.
styles of sound system. And the dancehall things doing their thing, that's for the youths them.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we had our time with that, did it and moved on.
Yeah.
And they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
The roots sound system is doing their thing. I think that's kind of progressive, it's growing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bit in the middle, which I have a problem with.
Yeah.
Which is the clash scene.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I know the clash scene from when we was playing sound as clash was just two sounds string up is a clash.
It's a clash.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to have like clash on the fly.
No.
You know what I mean? From two sounds string up,
It's clash.
it's a clash of some sort.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't get to like your sound dead or we're gonna kill your sound, like there's some kind of competition there. You know what I mean?
You're preparing for days. You ain't sleeping. Yeah. There's no
Just
sleeping.
in case it goes to that level.
Yeah. No, I told you. I think I mentioned a story in a dance with Raiders.
Yeah.
And you know there was no clash. It was just two sounds playing, and you know up to this day I have nightmares about that particular night. And you know it was just cool dance. I remember running. I can't even remember what tune it was. It was Single Life by Cameo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just run Single Life by Cameo. Raiders had these new red boxes.
Okay.
Yeah. And they just switch on their sound, and at the time, thing had just come out, Run Down the World, Nitty Gritty.
Okay.
Now, if you know the tune, right?
Yeah.
The tune just have a beeline in it. We switch on Single Life, and all I hear was, boo. You couldn't even hear the notes. It's just, boo. Dance done.
Just lock you off.
Lock off, yeah. Lock off, sound come off the road, had to go and rebuild and everything. But, you know, so for what I'm saying, just two sounds, it was never no clash. Just
Yeah.
two sounds in a room and, you know, and that's how the sound would turn out. But then now this clash thing is, it has to be advertised as a clash. And every man have to go and run out and get their dub plates. Well, everybody got to run out and
But
get
you say run out, but the man that don't even run out and get double plate. No, the man that send an email.
Send an email and get their dub plates. And when you check out the clash, everybody's just playing the same thing anyway. You know?
Don't you think? I think half of the problem with that, you know, 'cause like what you say when you say about taxi rhythm, because there was a friend the other day, so you know, big up the BSSC.
Yeah.
You know, cause that's a great group on Facebook still.
Yeah. That's my
conversations,
entertainment
you know.
for the week.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's the full name? British Sound
System Collective, run by Taliba Wax.
Yeah, man. Big up every time. So so yeah, the thread on there was talking about like when you just mentioned the rhythm. Them it's like every sound clash there is. The sound system is just playing the same dubs on the same rhythm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you're definitely gonna hear Taxi, definitely gonna hear Sling Tang. Yeah, let's say
Same thing in the Panani
Taxi,
usually in
Sling Tang,
there.
Panani,
Old Broom is a regular.
Old Broom.
Far East. It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same rhythms, and no one's really coming with anything. No one's being creative,
No.
and I think that's what's killing the thing.
Yeah.
'Cause even you notice that they got the World Clash in April, and they're saying it's the last one.
Yeah.
That I was like, why?
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be the last one, because there's new sounds coming out all of the time.
Yeah.
Like the two sounds in the final of the Jamrock Cruise, I never heard of them two sounds there before.
Okay.
The Warrior
and Dynamic. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's always new sounds coming out, and there's people always cutting dub.
Yeah.
So there's no need for it to come to an end.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that people aren't coming out to these clashes because
No.
everyone's playing the the same thing.
And I'm sure it's not going to be the end of World Clash. It's probably just going to turn into something else.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's.
But you know what I mean? There's no
Yeah.
need for it to say it's the end. It's just
Yeah.
like people ain't coming out to clashes because the clashes are boring.
Yeah. That's a heavy word.
Well, it It is heavy because I'm sure people who go there get entertained. You know what I mean? So it's a personal opinion, but I find it boring.
Yeah.
You know, someone who's been in sound and played those kind of dances, you know, and then been to many of them clashes, I find them boring because everyone says the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is everyone's going to talk about everyone's mum.
Yeah.
And cussing bad word because no one's got no intelligence to say anything else.
Yeah.
And the dubs them are the same. You get for one, everyone's gonna play push comes to shove.
Yeah.
Gets played in the 1 for 1.
Pack up your laptop and throw it away.
In the 1 for 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, come on.
We can sit here and predict what's going to come in the 1 for 1.
So to me, that's boring.
Yeah.
Like if you're a sound fan and you've been in this thing for a long time.
Yeah.
To me, that's boring.
Yeah. Because you know, back when we was playing sound. Like one thing for me, I never used to care what the next man had, you know, because I used to build my own rhythms back then. I was building my rhythms when I was 17.
Okay.
You know, and it was a time when you can just walk down Harleston High Street and bump into Anthony Redrose just on the street.
Yeah.
And because I remember because Music House used to be, I remember originally, in my time it was first in Finsbury Park. Then they was on Harleston High Street above Body Music record shop.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll just be walking down the road in Harleston and you see Leroy Gibbons. Give him a quick chat, you make a quick deal with him and you just walk in and voice a thing. But I would always have my own rhythms on the cassette. I didn't care about what Jammies was doing at the time or whatever. I just had my own rhythms. And when you get to the dance now, I don't care what you're playing. You can play whatever because I got my thing.
Yeah.
And I've always carried that through with me. So even when you're talking about me in Joys of Life, I was remixing R&B acapellas on reggae rhythms from way back before the word mashup was even exist.
I hate that word.
Yeah,
mashup. Yeah,
the word mashup never exists when I was doing that.
Yeah,
and I was remixing R&B on reggae rhythms for other sound systems. I used to do that for Gellies, Robbo.
Yeah.
Who else was I doing it for? I think I did some stuff for Kris Goldfinger. All different kind of sounds around the place. I was putting. Changing the rhythms on acapellas. The word mashup never exists, but so the point I was making is whenever I was in a dance, I don't care what the next man is playing. You can have whatever in your box, but when it's my time to play, I got my thing. You know?
Because you know that you've designed your thing originally, you know, and it's not even if you've got the ability. Some people might say, well, yeah, but you had the ability to make your own rhythm.
Yeah.
You're a musician and that. Doesn't even need to be like that. Because when we was cutting dope, Classic Wonder, we would always. I remember there came a time when me and X amount joined the sound, and we must have just got some new dubs and stuff like that. And we was like, yeah, but that could have been in a better rhythm, and that could have been in a better rhythm. So when we had a clash, X, like, you know, them time the man had to go Jamaica to get dub if you wanted Jamaica artists.
Yeah.
So man fly out. We made like 4 DAT tapes of rhythms.
Right. Yeah.
To take down there. You know what I mean? And we was designing, was like, you know what would sound good on that rhythm?
Yeah.
Instead of putting it on the original and just try and make it sound different.
Yeah.
And make him sing it like this and sing it like that. And you know, we got so many free dubs by swapping them with the rhythm.
Right, okay.
When we've gone down there with the rhythm and playing the rhythms, and all the man in the studio, Arrow's studio, and they were like, rah!
Yeah.
That rhythm there, they was going mad.
Yeah.
Because the only rhythms they had was Taxi, Slim Thing, Old Room, Death in the Arena. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we was even giving we got a few tunes free because we giving the artist, even the artist never had his rhythm. And he knew that he could go and do loads of dub plates or even do shows and now sing it on the original rhythm or a proper rhythm.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not about that. It's not just because you had the ability to do that. It's just that thinking of being original.
Creative, original, and it's just, you know, sound was just an opportunity to be creative for me. It wasn't like just go in a hall and play some tune. It was, you know, so before Joys of Life was Studio Magic. There's a sound that we were in. You know, I used to play melodica on the sound. You know, I always try and do something different. Yeah. You know, for entertainment's sake.
Yeah, you must have been the first person to do that on sound in the UK.
Probably. But you know, like I said at the time, it didn't even seem like it was anything special. You know, I used to watch the Yard sound tapes, and I used to check them out, and a man's playing melodica on it. So I thought, if he can do it, I can play a little keyboard. I can do it too. So at the time, it wasn't like, I'm doing something different and special. But you know, it was just me. Anything I do, I try to be be original in whatever I'm doing, even as a bass player. You know, when I first went into London playing, doing sessions and stuff, you know, everybody was playing 4-string bass, so I come with a 5. You know, I went and bought effects.
Yeah.
It's the same sound system mentality I brought into my live playing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I see a man playing such and such. I got to come with this.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same competitive spirit. You know, which I still have. You know, my man's playing bass guitar. I've got this square unit, what I play bass on now. I'm always trying to push the boundaries. You know.
I think musically you have to have,
Yeah.
you have to be competitive. I think that's what raises your game. It's not a disrespectful thing.
No.
That's what raises your game.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? If I see somebody and they're mashing up the show,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna become hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just raises your game.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I walk away that night and I was like, nah, I didn't like that. That man to get a bigger forward than me, you know. You know what I mean? I have to come back. You know what I mean? But it just raises your game, and then that just gives the people more for what they want. Like, you know what I mean?
And I get bored easy. So after I've done that, all right, what's next? I have to look for the next thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, keep pushing and stretching and.
So what do you reckon it's because of the? Do you reckon it's the email dub plate thing that's making everyone just get the same tune them, or what lack of knowledge of the music, or what?
There's definitely a lack of knowledge. I think the death of the record shop has played a big part in the direction that sound has gone into. You know, you used to have to spend money on going to a record shop, and you know you had to be careful about what you picked because you can't buy everything. You know, you go into a record shop. Back in them days, I don't know. Suppose you had £100, you got the next man, what you know, in the record shop with you, and you know you got to watch what he's buying.
Yeah.
It's a psychology when you used to have to go to a record shop.
Yeah.
You got to watch what he's buying. You got to check, how much of this rhythm can I buy?
Yeah.
It's a whole psychology, and I think that death of the record shop just made everybody do the same thing. No one having to think about what they have to play anymore.
Yeah, because that's true, you know, because that would make people have different tunes in their box.
That's right.
Like you said, because you turn up to the record shop still, you know.
Yeah.
And he sold out of that one.
That's right.
He only had 5 of them.
And we're not even
10 of them.
And we're not even talking about dub. We're talking plastic.
No, this is plastic.
Yeah. Talking about plastic, and you had to be psychological when you went to the record shop, man. Yeah.
But that's my point. So I get your point. Even when we're talking about, even when you take that forward to the dub plate thing, then the sound clash thing, because your plastic, because your vinyl was different, because you could only get what you could afford and you couldn't buy everything that went out like that.
Yeah.
It probably opened the selector's mind when they're cutting dub plates.
Definitely, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's cutting dub plates for what he knows that he's got in his box. And
Yeah.
this man's cutting to what he knows he's got in his box.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I get that. That makes sense still.
You know, and you had all these different rhythms. From you go record shop, and you know, if you was a vinyl buyer, you had all these different rhythms to choose from in your box. I think now, if you're born in a certain generation, you know, you don't necessarily know what rhythms. You're just going on what you hear another sound play. You know, you can't see anything anymore. You can't read any labels anymore. So you just...
You're lucky if you get a JPEG.
Exactly.
With the MP3, I'm grateful for the JPEG.
Yeah. So, you know, I think people are just listening to what another sound's playing and just following that.
Yeah, but I don't understand why nobody... Can you not see? I don't know. I just can't work it out. For us in a clash now, yeah, especially in the rounds kind of thing, 'cause, you know, we come from a time where 2 sounds string up and you play till morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't about rounds and this and that. That's when you had to have tune
Yeah.
as well. You know what I mean? And so even that again, that's why you probably had to be more imaginative when you was cutting dub plate and buying selection, because you know you got to play just you and another selector and you got to play till the morning.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're doing a 15-minute round and 20-minute round, you don't need a lot of tune to do that.
No.
You know, and so I suppose even that then, that that makes you, I don't know, maybe it makes some people more nervous to try something different and want to stick with the norm. Is that fair? I don't know. No, that's not true. That's not true. Cause you had that one clash with Mighty Crown and they played all them tunes played all them like soul tunes and hip hop tunes.
Right.
1 year.
Yeah.
I would have done that before.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I would just want to stick out. And if I know for the last 4 world clashes in a row, when it got to 1-1, everybody plays push come to shove. I'm not waiting for that to play.
Yeah.
In a 1-4-1. If I'm gonna play that, I'll play that in the first round.
Yeah, of course.
And get rid of it. I say, all right then, let's get rid of the regular then. Remember when man used to say, all right then, I'm gonna get rid of the regular then and see who got tuned. I don't understand why people are still playing regular tune in 1-4-1.
It's almost like it's the other way around now because they got this thing called custom now, where you specially cut a tune for that particular clash that you're playing in, and all of the customs get played out in the early rounds. Nobody's not saving a custom till they get to the 1-for-1. So you play out all your original stuff early, and then you play the regular stuff in the 1-to-1. Don't make no sense to me. There's obviously a reason, but it don't make no sense. Well, I suppose you got to make sure you can get through all the rounds, I suppose.
Well, yeah, I suppose you got to make sure you get through to the rounds, but then surely you want to make sure you win the 1-for-1 as well, isn't it?
There ain't no point having £1,000 custom in your box and you get thrown out. You get thrown out in round 1.
I see a sound do that, I'm not going to say it's tall. I'm not going to tell the name, yeah?
Tap the thing, man.
But I see a man do that. Man sitting down, he cut all of these down and he's sitting on them, saving them. Man got eliminated. Man get killed before you even get a time to play them. I'm like, yo, you can't play like that.
£1,000 tune dead because you can't play it again. Yeah.
So what about a playback team? That don't do your head in. Not in clash, just in anything. See, when we say about the free realms, and if we're talking about dancehall, clash, and then the roots scene.
Yeah.
My problem with the dancehall, that scene there, the laptop sound there, man, thing is that, this is my biggest problem. I don't care what format you play off, you play good, yeah? But I don't understand how a man gonna come there with a laptop and a hard drive, 1 terabyte, 10 gig hard drive, 5 gig hard drive, full of tune, and he's playing back what the man before him just played. You could go out and you hear the same tune play 3-4 times in the one dance. I'm like, what's going on there?
But he wasn't in the dance when the last man was playing. He turned up 5 minutes before his time to play. So you don't even know what was played.
What's that all about? I see man doing that,
Yeah.
Like you couldn't do that before. Like you would do that for that sole reason. You would be there from early.
You wouldn't want to do that.
Hear what everybody plays. So when you play something different. You wouldn't want to do that.
Well, that's all. I think that's all part of the. Can you say death of sound system? Yeah. When I say sound system, box, preamp, amp, and just walking in with a laptop. Because when you came in with your sound system and your team, you had to be there from whatever time that was, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and you're there for the night.
Until 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
In the morning, But when kind of, with the rise of the DJ, I suppose we have to call him, because I don't know if they're really sound man, but with the rise of the DJ and the laptop sound man, you don't have to turn up you don't have to be there from the doors open. You can turn up. The promoter should insist that you're there at the beginning of the dance. But I've seen it enough times. This has been going on from the 90s. A man turned up at half an hour before it's time to play, so he don't know what you just played, and he's gonna play back everything that you just played.
Cause then, all right then. So obviously there's been occasions. There's been many occasions. Especially when dance went into like no sound. You're playing in a nightclub and the system, and there's 6 sound systems on the bill. Yeah. I've played a few of them dances. I used to do my head in, but I played loads of those dances there. And so you turn up and 3 sounds have already played. But then to me, I would automatically assume, okay then, I'm not playing certain tune.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play at those times there, I'm not gonna play Down by the River or Rare, because I know someone must have played that.
Yeah, that's right.
Or someone's gonna play. I'm not in a race to do that. So I'm gonna try and think outside the box and say, you know what, I'm gonna come with some 90s dancehall, or I'm gonna come with a different selection, what I mean? And to make sure you play different. So when I don't get the playback thing. It does my head in.
I think it's just lack of respect for the art form more than anything else. Because that whole turning up and checking out what next man's, that's all part of the art. It's all part of the culture of sound system. But like I said, with the death of walking in the hall with your sound system, nobody even cares anymore. And even worse, some of the audience nowadays don't care. They don't mind if they hear She's Royal 3 times in one night. And the dancers sing out to it the same way. So, I think there's, sound for me was always about educating the audience. Yeah. But it's not even like, they don't even want educating anymore. They just want to dance and sing to what they know already. I can remember being educated on things like sweet reggae music and, you know, run down the world, especially with the jammies thing, when Unity was running the jammies thing.
Yeah, I used to go Unity to hear...
Just to hear what new jammies was coming.
Yeah.
We didn't care whether the song was out already. Actually, the more that the song wasn't available, the better it was for me. You know, I wanted to hear a song for the first time. I go to Unity to hear some jammies. I go to Coxon because Coxon's the only man that have Frankie Paul. You know, you go to Saxon because Saxon have Half Pint or whatever. You know, so we didn't care about whether a song was released. But I think a lot of the audience nowadays, they want to hear Push Come to Shove Again, and they want to hear She's Royal, Frenzy, and they want to hear it.
I don't have a problem with entertaining the people that's there.
Yeah.
So but I feel like as a selector, you can be skillful enough to play 2-3 tunes in a row that people know.
Yeah.
And then they say, all right, listen, this one is brand new. You never hear this one yet.
Yeah.
I'm the only one to play this or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just get this one last night in my Dropbox.
Yeah.
Or however they're gonna get it and play it.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with playing 3-4 tunes and that the people know and get them dancing and then give them something different?
Because everybody wants a forward. You know, you're gonna get no forward from the tune. We live in a time where it's about every tune is you have to get the forward from every tune. You know, and it wasn't like that when we was.
But I'm more likely gonna give you a forward if
for a new tune.
Yeah.
Something
that I wasn't expecting to hear.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna give you a forward for the same old thing that I've heard every dance for the last 7 years. Like,
I think the masses nowadays, though, they want just a whole night. They don't want educating. They don't want to hear about no.
You think they don't want educating, or you think that's what the selectors are giving them? I don't know, innit? It's one of them ones, innit?
I think a lot of that era of sound system we're talking about is a certain age group now. You know, and I don't want to be classed as no dinosaur. That's why I try and keep moving. But there's a certain age group, and that age group want to hear what they know already. They don't want to hear what new thing is coming from Jamaica. They'll hear it once somebody else says it's great, and then it gets momentum. But when that's fresh, they're not interested in that. They don't want the fresh tune.
That's harmful, man. It's harmful to the business. It's harmful to everything, the whole industry.
It's very harmful, and that's a place that we're in. There's so much. Like everyone says, everything coming out of Jamaica right now is rubbish, and everything, you know, all music is rubbish. But if you really can go and search for the music, there is a lot of nonsense out there.
Yeah.
But there's some good stuff out there that nobody's playing. No one's playing it. So no one's giving it a chance.
Yeah, man, for real.
And every time I get into these arguments, you've probably seen them on the internet. I get into an argument, what music has come out, and I'll drop an example. Because someone will always say, give me an example. So what come out this year? I'm waiting. So I'll drop an example. And when I drop the example, I'll say to the person, respond in it. There'll never ever be a response. Respond and tell me what you think. And usually, I think they don't say nothing because people don't know. They don't know if this is a good tune or a bad tune. They're waiting for somebody to tell them it's a good tune or a bad tune. But I think people actually don't know what is a good tune from a bad tune.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good point.
They don't know.
That's a really, really good point. So
Yeah.
I've got this story in my head that I need to tell you. I know, like, I think we've moved on a bit, but I need to tell you this story that we was playing, we had this show, us and Stone Love, yeah? And there's like five, 6 sound on the bill, yeah? Which I've never understood why you need 6 sound system on a bill, yeah? But anyway, so there's like 6 of us on the bill, including Stone Love, yeah? So, and they billed Stone Love. Stone Love must have been playing about 1 in the morning, 1 till 2. And then they was going off to play somewhere else.
Right.
Billy Slaughter them time there.
Yeah.
Anyway, boom. So Stone Love play, and everything's nice. Everything's lovely and this and that, yeah? And then this next song coming after Stone Love. The man come in and start cuss Stone Love. And tell him that he's unprofessional. Because at the time it was like Dotty Wine and them kind of tune it, yeah?
Right.
He cussed him and said that he shouldn't have played those tunes there because them tuners should be saved to be played in prime time. And so because the club finished at 5, 6, prime time was like 2, 3 o'clock.
Somebody decides what is prime time.
Well, like, so this is where he's coming from, yeah?
Yeah.
That prime time's like 2, 3 o'clock. So basically he was cussing because Stone Love played 1 till 2 and he played Dotty Wine and certain other tune,
Yeah.
Stone Love did. And so this man come in and say, nah, you shouldn't have played them tune there. Because I should have got to play them tune there. Because I'm doing the prime time slot at 2, 3 o'clock. Right. The man's got a laptop and a hard drive with him, you know. And he's complaining. And you know the man played back the same dotty wide and rare.
So this was the prime time slot from 2 till 3.
He's assuming the prime time slot's 2 to 3. As far as I'm concerned.
Was he a bigger sound than Stone Love?
Well, so this is my point. As far as I'm concerned, Stone Love is the headliner.
Yeah. That's right.
Stone Love is the headliner.
Yeah.
Regardless of what time he's playing, Stone Love is the headliner, isn't it? So, who are you, like, what do you mean he shouldn't have played those tunes because those tunes have to play in the thing, like, you know what I mean? So when we come in after him, and I was like, listen, I understand how you got this big hard drive here, and you can't find no more tunes to play. You're complaining that the man done played Dirty Wine and Rare Tail already.
Because everybody just wants, it's that same thing, everybody just wants to play the hits. He just wants to play the forward tune them. You know, the forward tunes. Everyone just wants to play the forward tunes.
Look how much music there is in the world. We come in, I'm coming after him and we start playing, I don't know, whatever we played and bust the dance.
Yeah.
So what? There's, you know, the people that know music, you know. I know you're saying that people want to hear what they know.
Yeah.
But the people that know a lot as well, you know.
Yeah.
Like some selectors are going on like the people only know She's Royal, Frenzy, or something like. If you're talking about that kind of era of tune, yeah. But the people that know a lot. Everybody in that dance grew up listening to that music.
Yeah.
Their uncle, their mother, their father used to play that music when they were growing up, you know. So don't tell me you can't play them a Mighty Diamonds. Don't tell me you can't play them something. Don't tell me you can't play them a brand new tune. And they're not going to listen to it. Yeah, you might not get forward, but they're going to appreciate hearing that tune there still. You know what I mean? It's just like, they're wheeling me out, man.
You just got to be a brave selector, and we're lacking brave selectors, I think. Not enough that are brave enough to try something new and, you know, educate the crowd. You know, I was never scared. You know, I won't say I was ever a big name as a selector, but especially in this town, you know, we had a residency. I don't know if you remember the residency we used to have on the corner of, which is now on the market, Pavlov's Dog.
Okay, yeah.
We had a residency there on a Friday night. That was night there was for educating the audience. You come there, you'll hear the tune for the first time. Yeah. You know, I remember songs like Monica, Before You Walk Out My Life. We was playing them before they was released. You could have buy tunes on, you know, R&B tunes before they hit the street. And you know, we play. Okay, you're not into it this week. We play it again next week. Okay, they're getting by week 3 and 4. You know, people are coming asking you to play that tune.
Cause you remember them time they used to like when you're buying like R&B and everything there, you used to buy the imports.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So we always rush to buy the import.
Yeah.
The US copy. So they didn't have a UK release yet.
That's right.
So you was playing it first. Seal up and everything.
Before it,
break the seal up and play that import.
Yep.
You used to rush and pay £8 for a 12-inch.
Yeah.
And not wait for the UK one that was £4 or £3.
So what you're going to do? You're going to pay that money for the tune and just put it in your box until it busts? No, man. We just play that. You're not into it this week? Okay.
So again, that goes back to the Death for the Record Shop where you say.
Yeah. That's right. And you know, you spent your money on it. So what are you going to do? Park that up? But you might play that, man. Yeah. The record shop, I think the Death of the Record Shop plays a big part in where we're at today. Big part. You know? Yeah. When you actually have to spend your money on something, it's got more value.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't spending money on music, so it doesn't mean nothing. You know, I can download this tune today and I don't have to play it. But them time that you just spent £100 on music, what are you gonna do? Park that up in your yard?
No, man, you're gonna play.
Yeah, and you actually can't wait to. You used to have to go to Dublin on the train. You know, jump on the train, get down to Dublin, and you're coming home and you're reading all your sleeves on the way back. You know, and like you say, you have to strip the plastic off, and you actually can't wait to get into the dance and play them. You bought them today and you're playing them tonight.
Yeah.
You're not waiting until the tune busts. Yeah.
I actually feel sorry for people who didn't experience that era still, you know.
Of course,
I think they would have found a lot more the passion that goes with all of that, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
You put a lot of energy into that, you know. Me and Kris is reason about these things, you know.
Yeah.
That I think anything, when you put energy into something, you get a bigger reward when it comes out, you know.
Yeah.
So even I believe the energy of getting on the train and going to Dub Vendor and all of that energy that you put in there to get this tune, when you play it, when you put that on a turntable and go to play, all of that energy that you've got, all of that journey there is in your enthusiasm when you play that tune. It's played on the sound.
And the anticipation, are the crowd going to like this tune? Are they not going to like it? You know, was that journey a waste of time? all these things are running through your mind before you have to play that tune. But you take the chance and you play it and okay, it didn't work, so you try another one. You know, so
the record shop was jokes.
Definitely, yeah.
Redman used to kill me, Dub Bender, So you go there, I go already, and he's just playing tune. You're like, yeah, give me that one.
Yeah.
Worse than some other soundman is there, and you're looking at each other. So when he take it, you're like, yeah, give me that. I'll take one of them too.
Yeah.
And your pile is going like this, Pile is getting like this, so pile is like this now, 7-inch. I'm like, yeah, Reds, I'm done now, I said, count me up. He said, you done? I said, yeah, I'm done, man. He said, yeah? Because you don't have this yet. How you don't have this yet? How you don't have this yet? Because he playing out all of the things that's not moving first, you know what I mean?
And then you're counting through your money saying,
yo, bro, I never come here to spend all of this money, You sure you done? Can you don't have this yet?
Yeah.
You don't have this one yet.
He said, boy, I was supposed to come buy some Farahs with the rest of this change here, boy. Louder Farahs.
I start looking through my pile, I'm like, all right, check back that. No, man.
Yeah. Record shop psychology, man. Serious.
Yeah, so then what? So then we learn the trick in it. So what you have to do is when your pilot get to here, tell him you're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like, so then he can start that game from there. So all right then. And then your pilot is there, and I was happy with that pilot because that's what I was going with,
Yeah.
And then he catch on to that too. I'm like, yo, or when faces in there, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, yeah, I'm done. I said, no, you're not done. Yeah. And just carry, not even play with no mind. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was a skill. It's a skill, and I think it's it played a big part in where we're at today. It's a shame. Like you said, people have missed out on that.
Yeah. I wish they did see that still. You know what I mean? But like when you're saying about Brave Selector still, I don't want to just reminisce, but just another story as well, Remember Mangoes?
Yeah.
We was playing in there with Dr. Psycho. Remember Dr. Psycho?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
This was somebody who was adventurous, and not frightened to play anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we was in Mangoes, Kris, and I see him bust the dance with the theme tune of Friends. Then he bust. Yo! Listen to me. Theme tune of Friends. He played the theme tune. He played a round of television shows.
Right. Creativity. Yeah.
Mash up the place. Everybody just sing, because no one was expecting that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody just singing along, mash up the place.
Yeah.
And it's them thing that I miss. I remember another dance, one more story. It was us, Radigan, and DJ Village.
Right.
Again, R.I.P. Village, you know what I mean? And Village mash up the place with some Madonna. Madonna, So we playing hard, Radigan playing his dub plate them, you know what I mean? Mash out the place, Village coming out, talk about like a virgin, touch for the very first time, players mash up.
You got to be brave because that could wreck your career. If you get it wrong and you don't have the speech and everything to go with it, it could wreck your career. But you be brave and you say, especially if you're selecting, you know yourself.
Yeah.
This is not gonna flop me tonight.
But when you say the speech, and if you're planning to play that, then you think about how you're gonna present it as well. You know what I mean? And again, enough people don't have that creativity of how to present.
Yeah.
So I think even that is making their selection smaller. Of
course.
Because everyone's saying the same thing.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't involve a profanity, a bad word, they can't do it. That's more of a clash thing. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I watched the clash the other day, and the Jamrock clash. And one of the man them come out, and all he done was he cussed one bad word, and he was expecting a forward because he said a bad word.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what's this thing come to? Like,
yeah.
You don't get a forward because you cuss a bad word. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I've never really been into the bad word thing anyway. I know it's become a part and parcel of the thing, and some people like it, but I've never been into it. Even one time I said that on the thread, still said, no, I'm not into it. And the people then fight me down, but now I see everybody saying, yeah, they don't like the sucking mother argument, but I tell you from a long time.
Yeah.
Why you need to tell somebody about that to win a clash? It's musical, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you play a tune, I'm supposed to say to you, yo, that tune never make it, you know?
Yeah.
Or
That's
say
right.
to you, say, yeah, that was a nice Barris way you play. But
Yeah.
you see, if me advise Barris, me advise him like this.
Right. Yes, of course.
I don't need to tell you about your family and tell you no. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What's that all about? I don't get that.
The bad man ego thing, innit? That's what Clash has kind of turned into. It's the bad who is. It's not even about the music. It's about who is the baddest man in the dance. You know, and yeah, that's kind of a bit of a turn off for me. You know.
Yeah, and it's a shame because Clash is enjoyable, man. It's one of the most fun things I know in music. You know what I mean? You come out there laughing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, I still clash with man in band terms. You know, you turn up with your laptop on the tour bus. If I'm on the tour bus, be prepared. You better come prepared, man. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody told me that still.
Yeah.
But them told me say you used to lose all the Clash then.
Who lose which clash? Never.
That's what I heard. Man told me that still. You know. Man don't tell me that still.
Never. You know, I'm the one that would always start it, and I'm not starting it.
Yeah,
unless
everyone said that you always start it, but they say the mash up.
Never. That can't happen to me, sir. That could never happen to me. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Let's touch on the root scene then.
Yep.
Like I was talking about sound system then, the root scene. The vibrant still is busy.
Yeah.
It seems like that's what's pulling all the crowd.
They've stuck to the old tradition of, you know, you go to a roots dance, you don't know what's going to get played. You know, they have their classics, what they will play. And, you know, they have like a thing what they call a last tune, and the last tune will always be a big tune. But throughout the night, it's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to be played.
You don't know what's going to be played.
Yeah,
So.
and I like that. You know, I ain't so much into the whole whole heap of, I won't call it noise, but it's the digi roots thing. I'm not into that. But generally, I like the scene because it's unpredictable.
Yeah. You don't know what you're going to hear.
You don't know what you're going to hear. You're going to get educated. You're going to hear something that you like. You're going to hear something you don't like. And for me, that's how dance is supposed to go. You know, you can't. Every tune can't be a tune that you know and get her forward. And the people there just go to enjoy it. They don't. You know, they're not there to criticize, and they just enjoy the thing. So it's healthy. And even as a producer, the root scene, you can make a little thing. You can make. You can make a little living in the root scene, where it's really difficult in the reggae, the actual, when I say reggae, you know, that scene of like Morgan Heritage and, what else would fall into there? You know, that Taurus Riley, what I call contemporary reggae.
Yeah.
You know, as a producer, it's difficult to make a living in that scene.
Yeah.
But in the root scene, where they're still dealing with vinyl, you know, they fooled us out of the vinyl thing and into the CD and MP3, but the living is still in vinyl.
Yeah.
So for that reason, as a producer, I'm feeling the root scene. For the unpredictability, I'm feeling the root scene.
Yeah.
The root scene is the future, and it shows in the numbers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I know, as an artist then, the artist side of me then, I know that I can go to, I can give a root sound a new tune, and they'll be so happy that I'm giving it to them,
Right?
And they can't wait to play it. The very next dance they play, they're gonna be playing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once I tell them, oh, it's only you that's got this, they'll be playing it every night.
Yeah.
Every time they play out, you know what I mean? Whereas I know if I give a tune, to be honest with you, I don't. It's only my brethren that I give tune that's in any other scene, because I'm not giving it to anybody. I'm not confident that they're gonna play it.
They're not gonna play it. Yeah, they ain't gonna play it.
You got more chance of them playing it if they brought it than if you give it to them free, because they put a bit of value on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They ain't gonna play it. Look, I have some tunes on the last two, not the last one, the last two Morgan Heritage albums, right? One of them was on the Grammy winning album.
That's right.
I never had nobody play them. I had nobody play them nowhere. So
That's mad, innit? How that make you feel it? You know that you got a tune, yeah? You got a tune on Morgan Heritage. You got a tune with Morgan Heritage, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's nominated. It's Grammy nominated.
It won that year. So one was a winner 1 year, and the next year, so the next album was a nominate. So
see that? I nearly missed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You won one, and then the next year was nominated.
Never heard
nobody play it.
Never heard nobody play none of them tunes. Nowhere. So, like you said, how does it make you feel? It almost make you feel like you're wasting your time. because you're climbing this ladder trying to get in the game, and you finally got there. I got a tune on the Morgan Heritage album. That's a dream as a producer.
Yeah.
And then you're on it, and ain't nobody play the tune. Nobody don't even know the tune. When you speak to people about the tune, they don't even know the tune. So you're supposed to be. We're kind of going back in a circle a little bit, but you're supposed to be a select out there seeking music, and you don't even know the music exists. You don't know it exists. I've had a tune. I got a tune on the last Black Uhuru album, which was nominated for a Grammy last year. Nobody don't play the tune. Nobody don't play them tunes. So, in the root scene, like you said, I give somebody a tune, guaranteed you're gonna hear it. Like, I cut a tune with Johnny Clark last year.
Yeah.
Channel 1 have it. Go to the dance. One time, it's not even it's like random. You go to the dance and you hear them play it. It's not like you have to go to 10 dances and say, "Are they going to play in this dance?" You hear your tune played.
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to appreciate that more than the other
tune,
scene.
by the way.
Oh,
Johnny Clark, hard.
Soon come on the street. Soon come.
Big tune.
Yeah.
Big tune.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you there.
Yeah. So it's disappointing that it's almost like, what are you doing this for? I had a tune with
I mean, you must feel obviously you're happy about the Grammy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because how much people have a Grammy.
Well, you're the only person I know that's got one.
Right.
That I know personally.
Okay.
My claim to fame. But obviously, it must be disappointing that nobody, you don't hear it, or that somebody. What's more that you don't hear it, or that nobody knows it if you talk to somebody about it, or
both. I'm kind of active on the scene. I've never heard nobody play it nowhere.
Yeah.
You go to dance and no one's not playing that tune.
I don't know nobody playing it.
Yeah, no one's not playing it.
The Morgan Heritage, I never hear nobody playing it.
So, nobody's not playing it, man. You're more likely to hear a sound in Europe play it.
Oh, I lie. I heard somebody play it in Europe.
Right, okay.
And if I'm honest, but I was just happy, to be fair, he had it in his selection, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he played the Morgan Heritage, then he played the Prophet.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And boom. So, so that's the only time I hear it still.
And I remember Sound from France contacted me asking me for the rhythm, right? So I know that they wanted to voice either Anthony B on the same rhythm, and they wanted to voice a dub plate with Anthony B. So they contacted me and asked me for the rhythm. Of course, I just sent it to them.
Yeah.
But, in terms of hearing, England, I've never heard nobody play the tune.
But Europe is like that, though.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of the world is like that, though.
Yeah,
I find
right.
the selection, when you go abroad, the selection, they're playing everything.
Yeah.
And they don't mix, you know what I mean? They don't put them in a box.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, the man will play a Capleton, then they play a Gaffy.
Yeah.
Then they play Anthony B.
Yep.
Then they play a solo Banton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
English artists, you know what I mean? They just listen to the music.
Yeah.
And they just play the music and what they like, they play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas UK, sometimes they struggle. Unless the tune is big, unless the tune is a massive hit, I find it struggle for them play English artists.
Yeah. But, we're at the point where, like I said, they're not even playing Morgan Heritage. They're not even playing Morgan Heritage no more.
True, that's
true. So, yeah. So if
you can't always say go past that now. It's going to a different level now.
Yeah, so I don't even know what's getting played now. Which takes us back to, still playing the same old, what they've always been playing. But, the new albums that come, I'm not playing them. Probably something else you might have seen me criticising on the internet. You see these gimmick videos. They have these gimmick videos on online. Like there was one the other day with a man DJing about McDonald's or whatever nonsense it was, right? And everybody's sharing this thing. They're sharing it. When you look at it, it's like it's got 1,000 and something shares. Like you ain't sharing the new Morgan Heritage tune. No one's not sharing that. You're not sharing the new tune by Capleton or whatever. But you're gonna share this McDonald's nonsense. Yeah. So while they're sharing, I'm making out like it's this funny thing. I'll stick in there, stop sharing this air-free, and stop the nonsense, man. Yeah, you got some good tunes out there. You're not sharing that.
Done the easier.
I get myself in trouble.
You do, fam. I don't know if you get yourself in trouble. anytime I go on, I'm like, okay, what's nonsense? People even waiting for your comments. And someone asks a question there, and people not even answering the question. People just like, wait till Don. Man, just commenting, wait till Don sees this.
Well, you know, I think I'm kind of proud not to have the accolade of a yes man.
No, for real. Cause I was just gonna say that it's needed. It's needed though, you know, because there's two, like you're saying, you know, there's a lot of problems going on in the industry, and it's because a lot of people are just following the trend and just saying yes, you know what I mean? And I always like to hear your perspective on this. I always like to hear your perspective on this.
Too much nonsense. There's too much nonsense. Too many experts. You know, there's too much experts online that know everything. They know everything and don't know nothing. So yeah, sometimes I just stick a little pin in there just to shake it up a little bit.
So that's why I did ask you to do the resume at the beginning, you know.
Right.
'Cause I think some people need to know where your knowledge is coming from.
What gives this man the right?
What gives this man the right to say, nah, you're not talking crap.
I was
you
there.
Know what I mean? Like, he was there. You know what I mean? So that's why I thought that was important still.
Yeah. There's too much experts, and I'm not gonna say a man hasn't, because I don't know what next man's done, but you know, I know what I've done, and I know when I say something. Usually, when I say something, it's out of fact, not because I think it's what it is. It's fact. You know, I was either there or whatever. Yeah, I don't guess this thing. It's not a guessing thing.
So you see, earlier you did mention about the digital thing, yeah.
The digital, as in digital dub.
Yeah. Digital dub thing, yeah. Would you say? I'm not talking about personal preference, yeah. Because personal preference is personal preference, yeah. But are you against digital dub or bad digital dub? When I say against, like, I'm asking you your personal choice. Actually, there's no way you can only answer it with a personal preference, you know.
I won't say I'm against anything. I'm against what I think is, and it's like you said, it's my preference. But I'm against anything which to me sounds like it's bad music. If it's digital, and I can hear some thought went into it, and it's musical, then I'm cool with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I felt like some people was when people have that conversation, they kind of make it sound like it has to be digital or analog, and there's no other way you could go. And I don't agree with that. Or live musicians, sorry, should I say, like I don't necessarily agree with that, but just whether it's quality.
That's right.
Are you putting thought into the thing?
Yeah. I actually think that people that are complaining online about digital and analog don't even know the difference between digital and analog, because you can make something digital. And for instance, I'll go back to the Morgan Heritage. So there's a tune performed and done that's on the album that I did. The drums aren't real.
Yeah.
If you listen to the tune, you know it sounds real and authentic. Some of the instruments aren't real, but you program them in a way that they sound real.
Yeah, of course.
So it's still digital in the, you know.
Of course.
So when we've given this thing this name digital to music that just sounds, what's the word? Plastic. Maybe is that the word I'm looking for? Unreal.
Yeah.
But
unreal is good.
Yeah, unreal. But to me, it's not even about that. It's about, are you using these, if you want to call them plastic sounds, because sounds are sounds. Are you using these plastic sounds and making good music out of it?
Yeah.
Jammies wasn't, you know, if you go back to the Jammies era, it wasn't real.
No, of course not.
Yeah, it was just, if the slang thing is the Casio, Casio, the MT40, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, it's not like not a full band. Like,
no band. It's
like a 5-6 piece band, you know what I mean? One, two.
That's right.
No. It's not that.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? It's not that.
Yeah. So, but I enjoyed that era because it was, you know, there was thought going into it, and you watched it evolve from the Casio machine to Steely and Cleaver when they started actually playing the digital rhythms. But thought was going into it, you know. Some of it was good, some of it was bad, and it's the same for digital dub now. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. You know, I don't know if you know the artist Keity Roots.
Yes.
Right. So Keity Roots stuff is, you know, it's digital.
Yes.
When you hear it, but it's created in a way that it sounds pleasant.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir.
So it's not really digital v analog. I don't believe in the digital v analog.
No,
it's are you making good
quality,
music?
Yeah. It's the quality of the thing, you know what I mean?
Good music and bad music. It's that simple. And who's to say what's good or bad? Because the next man that is listening to the digital and the dance, he's jumping up and down, saying where he likes it. So
yeah.
I
think where the confusion come in is or where the confusion can come in is it's far easier or it is easy for a man to be in his bedroom and make a whole tune by himself.
Yeah.
And that can decrease the quality.
Yeah.
Because more ears is better than, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
More ears is better than the one ear still, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And you can jack of all trade and master of none kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, we can vote with our feet, man.
Well, you said, Kris said me. Well, then let's look at that then, you know? Let's use let's use Kris as an example then.
Yeah.
In Kris's productions, you know?
Yeah.
Kris can play most things.
Mm-hmm.
Kris can build a rhythm
Yeah.
by himself. He don't need to call nobody.
Yeah.
Kris don't do that though.
Yeah.
Kris will build a rhythm and put everything down and it's like, yeah, I like this rhythm, but I need someone who's going to play the bass better.
Yeah.
I need someone to come in and play the keys better.
That's right, which is what I do.
I need somebody to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that you can't do it. It's just that wanting, that passion for the music to wanting to put something out of quality.
That's right.
And you just say, yeah, sounds all right, but I played the keys and I know there's somebody who could play better keys than me.
That's right.
So let me call somebody in to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a passion thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. And you know, I do the same thing. I can play keys on my tunes. I play it on the demo, and when I go to record, I call him an next man that can play better than me to play it. You know?
Yeah.
And I think once again we're in that same place where people don't know. You know, a man's building a tune on his laptop, and as far as he's concerned, he's the wickedest thing. I don't need to call nobody else. You know, this sounds good to me. This sounds good to me. I'm going to play it on the sound system. They're going to jump up and down, and everybody's happy. Yeah. So who's wrong and who's right? I don't even know.
Even the money argument, man, coming with the money argument, say it's more expensive to have musicians, but I don't agree with that still. Like, you know, because there's many musicians out there, many, and you have a thing called the internet where you can make links.
That's right.
And don't tell me there's not somebody out there who's gonna say, yeah, I'll play that for you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
For nothing.
Yeah.
Or little for nothing.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
do a swap, innit?
That's right.
If you were that good in it, say to him, play some keys on me for me on this track, and if you need me to do anything for you on one of your tracks, I'll do that for you.
Yeah.
And swap it. So, you know, it's
that's right.
Cost is irrelevant, really. It's a passion for the music and what, you know, you saying how well you want the thing to sound. And your knowledge about it to know what sounds good.
And it comes down to again that some people don't even know how well they want it to sound. They don't know. I think they actually don't know. They just know that they want to build a rhythm and they've knocked it up themselves, and to them it sounds good, so that'll do. They don't know that to put a real bass on there is gonna make it sound better, or to put to call in a keyboard player. As far as they're concerned, they made it like that, and that sounds wicked. Go on with that. People are gonna jump up and down to it the same way.
Is there too much focus on the bass line in Steppers?
Too much focus on the bass line.
Yeah, and only the bass line.
There's no focus on the bass line. Now you're asking for trouble. There's no focus. You know, there's a lack of focus on the bass line in reggae in general.
All right.
The lack of focus, and when I say that, so in Steppers, there's a million tunes that have got 2 bass notes. The tune goes do 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 do. There's a million tunes that have got them 2 bass. That's not a bass line. That's bass notes. It's not a bass line. A bass line is so I can sing a tune, right, and you'll know what the tune is. Boom doom doom. Boom doom doom. I don't need no vocals. That's a bass line. You know?
Yeah.
Or do doom do doom do 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 doom 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 do doom. You know what the tune is from the line.
Yeah.
But when you put 2 bass notes in a rhythm, that's not a line. That's 2 notes. You're gonna get me going now.
Yeah. I was like, when I asked a question, I asked the wrong person. You know, being a bass player, he's gonna be like, you know. My point was though, that does everybody, not everybody, but are people as long as there's a bass line, as long as there's bass,
Yeah.
they're not interested in how good the keys sound or they're not interested in if there's a guitar in it. Sometimes
right.
you don't even hear guitar on the record.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know some guitar exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's what I meant. Like,
Yeah,
they're just happy that there's some bass.
There is an argument for people just want to hear bass, a sound. It might just be one sub going through the thing or whatever. And they're happy to hear that. But nah, that's not working for me. You know, the good.
How do you lose the focus though? Sorry, I keep on cutting you.
That's cool.
But how do you lose the focus? Because my point is, everybody knows big tunes. I was gonna say the big tunes. But everybody knows big tunes, yeah. And those tunes are big because of the quality in them.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you then know big tunes and then start making music and lose that focus of all of the quality that was in that big tune, and now you're happy as long as it's got some sub in it that you're not worried about how the keys sound and how the things sound. Do you know what I mean?
Because people have taken the shortcut and haven't done their homework, so they don't necessarily know the big tunes. They just got a computer and they know they can put in a preset, put some sounds in, and they know that steppers goes 4 to the floor. It's not hard, you know, and they can bypass doing the homework and researching what is a bass line, how does it work, you know. You don't need to do that no more. You just load up your computer. You know, back in the day, you go in the studio and you play 2 notes, a man's going to tell you come out. There's no one to tell them come out. Yeah. Come out, call the next man, call somebody else to play it. You know, there's no competition. It's just a man in his room with his thing and he just makes some tune and it sounds wicked to him, so he can play that on, usually he can play that on his own sound system or whatever. So there's no need, you just do what you want. But it's the whole bypassing of the history. And that's the problem, yeah. There's a disconnection between the history. For me, coming up with a bass line, I've researched what Robbie did. I've researched what Flabber did. I've researched what Steele and Clevie did with jammies. I've researched all of the bass players and how they play and how they build a line. So when I go to make a bass line, I've got all of that knowledge behind me. It's like, okay, I attack a rhythm. Okay, what would Robbie do here? Or, you know, maybe I'm going to play this one like how Flabber would have played it. You know, am I going to play synth bass on this like Steely? You know, I've got all of that history that I can research to build something new. Yes, but if you've never done that, what are you going to do? You're just going to play whatever you think is good. Yeah. But that's not, that doesn't make it good. You're just playing some notes.
Yeah.
People bypass you can't bypass the history, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man, for real. I remember being away, somewhere I was with Jatari, you know Jatari?
Yeah.
And we're backstage and this selector is playing and he's playing like this kind of low quality steppers kind of digital thing that he obviously made at home and stuff like that. I turned to Jatari, I turned to Yan, Kris, and I'm like, you like this kind of music? What does it sound like to you? How would you describe this? And he was like, what? It sounds like bad techno. I said, I was skinny, I said, argument done. I said, that argument done, I don't want no more conversation, argument done. Because some man was having a conversation, you know?
Yeah.
And then that conversation kind of fizzled out. That festival, one of them festivals there. And I was playing with Jatari and Yan come back. Yeah, what do you think of this thing? He's like, it sounds like bad techno to me. I said, well, argument finished. You hear what the man said? Argument.
The positive thing is you can vote with your feet now. You know, if there's a sound that plays that style, you don't have to go there. You can go over there.
For real.
You know, you can go and listen to Abashanti because they don't play such and such. Or if you don't check for that, you can go and listen to Channel 1 because they play that. No, each sound got their kind of style that they play. This sound, you got a sound that doesn't play digital at all, so you can go and check them. So you can vote with your feet. So
yeah, I have a man that play both still.
Yeah.
Mark is a man, I race him play both.
Yeah, that's right. So
you know, he get a good section of one thing before he say he gone in a 3000 style or whatever like that. He get a good section.
Yeah.
Mark plays both still. So yeah, you vote with your feet, as you said, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
You know, you go outside and when that's done, you come back in an hour later or whatever. So, you know, I'm not a purist and say that shouldn't be done or it should be done this way. I don't mind, but me personally, I'm just into certain. You know, as a musician, that's kind of. I've done my 10,000 hours of practice in music.
Yes, sir.
So I can hear when somebody hasn't done their 10,000 hours, and you ain't getting the time of day from me.
Yes, sir.
So, put your time into this thing, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you said something to me the other day. Me and you was yesterday. We was having our reasoning as you do.
Oh gosh.
And you said something to me, and I was like, "Seeing." But I agreed with your point still. But it was nice to hear you say it still. Copyright.
Yeah.
You said you don't agree with the concept of copyright.
I agree with the concept of copyright in the sense of there's plagiarism.
Yes.
And there's influence as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, sir.
So plagiarism, you just take a man's tune and you've stolen a man's tune. You've taken all of his lyrics and put it out, never give the man no credit, whatever. That's straight teething.
Yes, sir.
But then there's influence where you've heard something and there's only 12 notes in music, so there's only so much you can do anyway.
Yes, sir.
So you're going to borrow the chords from another song.
Yes, sir.
Because the chances that you're going to come up with something original, especially in reggae. My favorite chord progression in reggae is one chord.
Yeah.
One chord. So how many songs is there with one chord? so you know, you're going to take me to court because I use the same chord as you. You can't copyright a chord progression. So
there was a case about chord the copyright with the case was they used the same chord progression as another tune, isn't it?
So thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Is they say it's the same chord progression as Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On.
Yeah.
And when it was out, everyone's going, he just copied, he just copied Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. And it's not me, the big mouth in the room. I said, and what, because he used the same chords? It's not the same lyrics.
Yeah.
There's not, apart from the chords, how many songs have got the same chords? Loads.
Yeah.
And I think they actually won the case.
Yeah, they did.
If you've got a good lawyer, you can do all right in this business. Mm-hmm. And Blurred Lines is another one. People say that it's a straight rip-off of Marvin Gaye's Got to Give It Up.
Yeah.
It's not plagiarized. They've used influence from the tune, used some sounds and stuff from the tune, but that's what music is, Otherwise, we'd be still knocking drums because you hear something from another genre of music and you copy it and make something new. For me, that's what I always do. And my bass lines, when I make a bass line, I like to think back to what Robbie played or what Flower played, and then I do something new with it. Sometimes it's not a case of, I just pluck this originality out of the sky. I take somebody's thing and flip it and do something new with it.
But when you check it, everything is influence.
Yeah,
Any
that's right.
idea that you have in anything, but especially music, is influenced.
That's right.
You can't say it's not influence. You know what I mean? You can be listening to something here, and after you've been listening to this music here, you got to go and make your own music. You're already influenced.
That's right.
Even if you're not making that style. You know what I mean? You might be listening to soul music on the drive down to the studio.
That's right.
And then you get into in the studio to make some reggae
Yeah.
or whatever like that. You're still being influenced
Of
by
course.
that because it's giving you a vibe and now you're feeling musical.
Yeah. That's right. So, and, I suppose it kind of brings us to the Flower Gun case the other day. That's because there's a big copyright case with that. It was a couple of words, and as far as I'm concerned, it's influence, not plagiarism. They've been influenced by something in reggae and used it. Who's to say what's right and wrong again? But for me, unless it's plagiarism, it doesn't deserve copyright.
Do you think you can? Do you think it's possible to? Obviously, it depends on the individual and the case, But do you think you can squash a copyright case or argument by saying it's homage?
Can you squash it?
By saying you're paying homage?
Legally.
I do that, I do that.
Yeah.
I play homage in lots of places. People don't even know.
Right.
I don't even know if Kris knows sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? But somebody else would know.
Yeah.
Like, man who I grew up with on my first ever sound system, they're like, yo, I hear you put that piece in the tune. You know what I mean? Like, So I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Those are my influences. I might say something in a line that we remember from an old sound tape that we used to listen to from before or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's just that, you know, hip hop used to do it. Like old school hip hop used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like you say a line from someone else's thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, or something like that, and it's always been a homage thing. Think, all right then, so maybe I should reverse the question and say then, do you think that that's becoming a danger now? People can now turn around, like how the flow gun thing then with one line or with words. Do you think that's going to flip it then, and people are going to be frightened to pay homage and do that because someone can turn around and
I think that's what's going to happen. It's just going to restrict the music more. You know, you got to be careful about what you say and what you can say and what you can't say, and where you would draw a line from something, and because it's kind of, I think it's kind of cool when you hear a grime tune or a pop tune and you hear they've used a line out of from Beanie Man.
I think it's great.
Yeah, for me that's wicked. You know, okay, credit the man.
You have to say where you got it from, by all means. You know what I mean? But I think that's great. It gives me an insight into the artist.
Yeah, definitely.
As well as listening to the tune.
You know, you've been listening to some reggae, and it might even encourage people who don't know where it comes from to go and check out some reggae. You know, so all of that's kind of good. You know, taking a word out of or a phrase is, you know, I don't know if I can give that any credit in terms of going back to the copyright thing. I can't give that no credit. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're directly taking a line from Beanie Man, ooh, nah, or whatever, you know, just give the man some credit, man. Give the man some credit and say where it come from. You know, credit him on the record, and that's all good to me. It's all good to me.
I mean, if you're going to use that as a hook, if it's going to be a major part of the song, then I think you should clearly have that written down. That's where that's come from. You know?
What you would have to do anyway. I think you would have to do that, and you would probably be advised to do that anyway. You know, with the Flower Gun case and the Miley Cyrus case, Flower Gun was lucky.
Because that confused me then, you know, because you see that case there was one then.
Yeah.
You had a case a couple of years ago with Sammy from Reading, with Sammy Switch and Ed Sheeran. Yeah? And his and he was saying that, you know, and the let me get this right, because I don't want to tell no lies on nobody. The line was, I'm sure the line was the same. There might even have been two lines. I think there was one line that was the same, but Ed Sheeran's delivery was different.
Yeah.
So he put it in a different place in the structure. So instead of doing it at the one, he started it on the two.
Okay.
Let's say, or something like that. You know what I mean? And there was a slight difference, but it was basically the same sentence, but there was a slight difference, you know. And that he never got nothing for that.
Oh.
So I'm like, well, how can We Run Things get that? And then, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think it's just going to be down to the lawyer that you got.
Good lawyers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. I think good lawyers.
Because the same way that you said that there's only 12 notes, you can only use 12 notes. You know what I mean? There's only a certain amount of words you could use as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's only 12 notes, man. So you've got to copy somebody else's thing. You have to.
I heard Nitty Gritty done it first anyway.
Yeah, that's what
I was saying when it comes to the We Run Things. When I saw that, when it first come up, I was like, okay, that's nice. But Flogan done it first. Because I know there's the Nitty Gritty definitely come before him.
Yeah.
Johnny Osbourne had the We Run Things.
Right.
The Studio One there.
Yeah.
Enough people had that.
Yeah.
So I don't know who was first, but I'm sure it wasn't that one that was first.
Yeah. This is the
So does that go back to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I see enough reggae people jumping up, "Hey, good for us," to say, you lot better be careful, you know. Because you better look at your own catalogue and see where you got them influences from before you jumping up and down.
It's just a phrase, and it's a phrase. You know, we borrow phrases with T phrases, musically with T phrases, and it's not T, but borrow, use it as influence. And yeah, I think we just got to be careful that we're not stifling ourselves. We've got to be careful, I'm going to use this or I'm going to use that sound that he's already used. And all it's going to do is restrict the music.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel like it's going to restrict the music and the creativity.
Yeah. And
even the paying homage at some point to somebody who wants to say...
You can't pay homage to an artist.
Somebody who wants to say, yeah, I used to listen to them people there, you know.
But I'm sure some artists are cool with it. I suppose the problem comes, right, when you see an artist has made... You know, someone will probably not say a word about it, but when you see an artist has made X amount of millions, I think that's the only time someone's going to speak up. When someone's made X amount of millions out of a word, then you can say, oh, boy, I can get a piece of this, Because if the same artist had made that and it just kind of come and went by, no one's going to say nothing. It's all about the money at the end of the day. It's all about the money.
Yeah, for real. I mean, there's a big difference in somebody, for an example, I have to use it. It's easy if I use my thing. It's a big difference if someone gets a massive tune and says Old Raggamuffin, or if they say Old Raggamuffin, exactly how I do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a big difference in that still. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
And then also, if they turn around and said, I'm an old ragamuffin, just like Solo said, and went on to something else, you can't really say that. There's nothing to copyright about it.
That's right. Because the chances
show you that he's paying homage to it in that way.
And the chances are someone has probably used the two words old ragamuffin.
Oh, come on, man, old ragamuffin,
Really?
Yeah. I think come on, man. That's my point. Like, you know what I mean? Who's someone might come around and say to me, hey, Solo, you teach that ragamuffin word from me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's nonsense, man. Yeah. So that's kind of my view on the copyright. It's turned into a little bit like, in America where they have the claim culture.
Yeah.
Where you can, trip over and then you got to sue the supermarket because you tripped over inside their supermarket, which had nothing to do with them. You can just claim, as long as you got a good lawyer. That's nonsense claim culture, man. I ain't down with that.
Yeah. That's like if you go into a toilet now, into a venue or something like that, and it says, be careful, this water is hot. They've got a sign next to the hot water tap. Kind of foolishness. They've got to put a warning that the hot water tap lets out hot water. Like, come on, man. Like, is that kind of foolishness?
What's the world turned into, man? Yeah, what's it turned into? Yeah.
See? But you're happy with the state of music, UK music?
No.
Man tried to round up.
I think just generally for me, the music's just going around in a circle at the moment. My thing is always, how do we move forward? What's next? And for it to move forward, we need this connection again between the people producing the music and we need each other, the sound man. And I think the sound man are doing their thing and the producers are doing their thing, and there's no link in between.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's no link. So, growing up, you had a lot of the producers were always connected to the sound system. Like your
if
Danny,
they weren't sound man themselves.
If they weren't sound man themselves, your Jammies and your Black Scorpios, your Danny Drez. These are all people that were all involved in the actual making of the music and involved in the sound system. So it was in their interest that they make the music and it's pushed through the sound system.
Yes,
that
sir.
connection for me has gone.
Yeah.
People are making music, and like I said, you're not even knowing that the music exists because no one's not playing it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the sound men them aren't producers anymore. It's just they're just playing records. So it's just DJs really. Yeah, DJ. This thing is about moving the music forward. Coxsone for me used to move the music forward. I never knew about Frankie Paul till got a cassette one day.
Coxsone's always moving it forward.
Yeah.
Still, definitely. They always play something that says this is brand new, like different. They come out with something different. You know what I mean?
No, it's some tunes on a cassette one day. Frankie Paul. I never knew who Frankie Paul was.
Yeah.
And a year later, the first Frankie Paul might hit the street.
Yeah.
But you got to push the music forward, and that don't seem to exist anymore.
Yes,
that
sir.
connection, producer, and I think we used to make the sounds back in them days made more of an effort to check the producers to see what the producers got. I don't think anyone's even interested in what the producers have anymore. Black or whoever they would be in contact with the producers, or the producer be in contact with them to keep that line and know that the sound system's going to be the man that pushes your music forward. I don't know if there's any interest in that anymore.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't think the sound man are interested in what the producer. I don't even know if the sound man even know who the producers are anymore. They don't know. They don't know. This goes back to me saying, I think people just don't know. They don't know. Yeah.
That's your saying. I'm gonna coin that
They-
for you.
they
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
get you a T-shirt with that. You know,
And
they just don't.
they
know.
just don't know.
They just don't know.
And it's all part of the same cycle. Of, we're talking about record shops and vinyl, and everything was written on the sleeve. So you knew this tune was on Greensleeve's record label, and it's produced by Henry John Joe Laws, and it was mixed. It was recorded at Channel One and mixed by scientists at King Tubby. All that information was there. It doesn't exist anymore unless you go and search for it. You don't know. You don't know, so you don't even know what studio to check. You don't know what producer to check. You're just playing a record. You're just playing an MP3.
Yeah.
You don't care. I think they actually don't care who produced it. They don't care. Even coming up to probably the early 2000, we were still into. I think it's probably the last days of vinyl. I'm guessing. When we had log-on producers like Jeremy Hardin and Shane Brown was kind of in that same. Those are the last names I remember seeing on vinyl. I think after that era has gone, no one's been interested in who the producers are. They don't care. Which is
Yeah, I think that's fair point.
Yeah.
So them sign there is kind of like the last time, and it is kind of like it's coming to the end of vinyl.
Yeah.
In that arena,
Yeah.
dancehall arena or reggae arena, in that way, that it is coming towards that still. You know what I mean?
As sound man, we used to think you don't really care. The extra large record label and Madhouse record label. You didn't really care. You don't care who the artist was. You just know that was Dave Kelly's.
Yeah.
Dave Kelly's. Just buy all of them.
Yeah,
You go in the record shop and you see Dave Kelly's thing. You buy that because
yeah.
of the producer. You didn't really care who the artists were.
Yeah.
Now I think people don't know who the producers are.
For real.
Don't know. Don't care. And it's a bit of a sad state, I think. It's a sad state.
For real, and it's a real thing, like I can only draw off my own experiences still, but I've had to explain to people, even with this new album here, I've had to explain to people who Reality Shock is.
Right. Yeah.
They're like, who would you? I'm like, Reality Shock. They're like, who?
There's no
Like,
connection.
who? I'm like, seriously? They're like,
Yeah.
who? I'm like, but you know all of my tunes in a minute. They say, yeah, we are fans of you for many years. So okay.
Yeah, there's no.
No, that's who produced most of them tunes that
Yeah.
you know. I don't like. So it's a real thing what you're saying. People
Yeah.
might not. I'm just saying that to cement what you're saying. That people don't really even realize that. People don't even really check out who the label is or who the
They're
producer.
not interested in researching. Okay, that's the tune. Let me see what's behind the tune. Who played on it? Who produced it? Where did it come from? They're just not. They don't care. They're no business no more. It's a sign of the times, I guess, where we're at, and I don't think it's ever gonna go back to what it was. But it's a little bit of a sad place to be. I think we just have to work with it and try and move forward. But I don't. It just makes the fight a lot harder.
So,
Yeah, it's a lot harder. So I know you want to try round off, but
no, man, I'm not trying to round up the conversation.
The minute you say something, it's just going to spark another thing.
I'm not trying to round up the conversation at all. But I just just coming back to that. How you think the state of the music is still? You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some great things out there still.
Yeah.
Some really, really nice music out there still. But like you say, the only chance you get to hearing them is at home.
Yeah.
Because nobody ain't really playing them out still.
We think reggae's had a fight. Soul music has had the same. I think soul music had a bigger fight. Soul music don't really exist how we, what is soul nowadays? It kind of ventured into neo soul and, things like Ed Sheeran and Adele's class of soul now. Soul, as we know it, has had a worse fight than reggae because soul is almost dead. In terms of what we know. So there's still a form of soul, what I'm hearing now. And some of it's really good. But if you was to say to somebody, what is soul? Well, I think you're going to get a bigger argument.
Yeah. Bro, that is a big conversation still.
What is soul? I don't know.
Most people are going to listen to gospel and tell you that's soul more than anything else.
What is R&B now? Because I'm not even so sure. What is R&B?
I don't think R&B exists anymore. Not what I would.
What we know as R&B,
What I know as R&B. I just don't hear that style of music, the quality of music either. I just don't hear that anymore.
And it's the same thing where record shops. You go in a record shop, Bad Boy. You see Bad Boy up on the wall. You buy that. You're not even too bothered about what the artist is. You just buy there's certain labels. You just buy the labels, and that's all gone. So the next generation coming through just don't care. They don't care who the producer was on behind the new Jay-Z tune. They don't care who the producer is behind whoever, these new grime artists. No one's bothered. They just want to play the tune and we'll dance to that. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? I don't even know.
I think some do. I think some know the producers then, but not as prolific as it used to be.
Not like how it used to be.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you got me thinking about soul and thing now, you know. When's the last time you heard a great UK soul or R&B band or artist, you know? You remember one time Beers bands used to come out here?
Yeah. Soul to Soul, you had Soul to Soul, you had...
Loose Ends and them kind of people there.
Yeah. Yeah. But like you say, when was the last? There's a few. You got one girl named Neo, who's wicked. There's a few...
I know there's artists out there doing it, but like you just don't hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People ain't playing it.
Yeah.
Or you don't hear it as much as you would like to hear it, I suppose. You know?
Yeah. It's a hard fight, man. I think black music in general has had a hard fight, but I think the new generation especially with the influence of Africans in the UK, they support each other's music big time.
Yeah.
So like Afrobeat is kind of almost bypass reggae now, where reggae as black music was reggae and soul were probably the two biggest black influenced music in the UK.
Yeah.
Afrobeats come and bypass all of that. They come and run down the road.
Yeah, man.
Due to the support from their own people. And I think that's been the main problem with reggae and soul. We don't get support from our own people. We don't get support. The amount of Johnny Clark shows I've done in Jazz Cafe or wherever, and the percentage of the black crowd, it's easily 80-20.
Yeah.
So, we haven't really had the support, and that's played a big part in killing music. We don't support our music.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, man, it's a true thing.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very, very true thing. I was just going to say something, and then you said Jazz Cafe, and I started to think about something else still. But yeah, man, a true thing, like the support thing. You need to support that, That's what I was going to say, but I don't want to come up with the support thing now because it's two really important subjects. You know what I mean? Why is that though? Why is there a lack of support? I remember when I first, when I was producing and I released, I voiced some tunes, and pressed them up on 7-inch, My whole strategy, which worked, was one, I had a yard artist on one side and an English artist on the other side.
Yeah.
On a double A. Yeah. So I had an Andy B, and then I'd have somebody, like I had Aqua on the next side, and I'd done 4 7-inches, But I pressed them in Jamaica. Just so it would have Made in Jamaica on the label.
Yep.
And they were getting played.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sold a lot, and they was getting played. You know what I mean? The record shops had them up on there. You only walk into the record shop. The biggest tunes, they never have them up on there. You know what I mean? You can play them like 3-4 weeks in a row.
Right.
He was playing them, but nobody never knew it was me who done it.
Because the perception. The perception is that it came from Jamaica, right? Yeah.
I remember going into one record shop. I can't let near it. I remember going into one record shop to collect money. And the man was surprised, then disappointed when he realised it was my tune.
Oh, jeez.
He's like, oh, you. You know what I mean? Yeah? And from that alone, I know that he would have sold it or promoted it in a different way if he'd have known it was an English production.
Right, of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? I know that only got played and it only got sold because it had like made in Jamaica.
Yeah.
There, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we don't support our own. Whether it's black supporting black, whether it's UK supporting UK, like you don't. It's a struggle in there.
Yeah. I can't put my finger on why it is, but I don't know.
I think there's probably many reasons.
Yeah.
You could even say, I don't know. I think there's many reasons still. Many reasons.
When the Pirates were kind of running things, so like we're talking late 80s, early 90s, there was a lot of support for UK music because any dance you used to go to, and it's kind of a bit of a contradiction because this was like the rise of the DJs.
Yeah.
You know, this is the rise of the DJs in the early 90s. Any dance you go to, they used to blaze the dance with UK artists. That's, you know, Top Cat and Tenor Fly when he had Roughneck Fashion, Top Cat with Love Me Sis and you know,
Sweetie.
yeah,
So when
Sweetie.
Sweetie come, when Sweetie first bust, and when General Levy first bust, and all them man there, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of English tune them times.
Right, and we got enough support from
Starkey, that's a big tune.
Yeah, we've got lots of support from the Pirates. Maybe it's, could we say the death of the Pirates? Because our Pirates aren't like how they used to. There's still one or two Pirates. But, you know, we used to rely a lot on the Pirates sometimes.
The internet has a lot to answer to, you know?
Yes, for sure.
Good and bad, you know what I mean? A lot good, you know what I mean? But there's been some certain negatives still, you know what I mean? Because the pirate station, because that was the only way you could hear new music.
Yeah.
You know, it was very much your local pirate station. Like your local pirate station would play local artists.
That's right. You know, enough reggae got bust on Pirate. Enough soul used to get bust because of the Pirates. You know, things like the rare groove scene. You know, I learned a lot of what I know through the rare groove scene from the Pirates. You know, and it's gone.
Yeah, man, he had some great shows. Really had a rare groove show.
Yeah.
He had this kind of show. You know what I mean? Pirates was big, man.
Yeah.
People's FM, Northwest, big station. Remember Shabba even mentioned People's in Pirates Anthem.
Yeah, that's right.
People's FM.
Yes.
At the station.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, the death of the pirate probably plays a big... like you said, it's the internet. We got too much choice now. We got too much choice, so much choice that people don't know. They don't even know what they're supposed to listen to anyway. It's everything's saturated.
Because that's the thing, you know, like, people think that sometimes you could think having a lot is good, but it's bad, you know, it blinds your vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really blinds your vision. Because I remember I used to, I got to a stage like playing the sound where I stopped taking so much record boxes.
Okay. Yeah. Because you don't need...
So I find I take too much music and I just got too much choice.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm like, I want to try and play everything.
Yeah,
and then there's there's lack of direction in the selection because you bring too much. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Kind of man who used to say to me, Dolly used to say to me, Russ, you only taking them 2 boxes there. And I'm like, yeah, we don't need no more than that.
Nah. Because when you actually check how much tunes you're playing in a night.
Yeah, like they don't need to take all of that. And if anything, that's just going to confuse you having all of that kind of thing, you know what I mean?
We used to walk with a big coffin size record box.
Why we always used to call the record box them coffin?
I don't know.
Why is that?
The
Man,
worst
used to call
word.
Speaker box coffin.
Yeah, the worst word you could think of.
Yeah.
But yeah, you used to walk into a dance with 300 or 400 records. And, you know, if you actually divide up the hours, how long you're playing for, you don't need all of them tunes.
Yeah, I got to say, like, nah, and just take 2 record boxes.
Yeah.
Take a 12-inch box and a 7-inch box. But I used to have a 7-inch box with like a quarter monster shop. And I could hold like 200. You usually have 200 tune in this one box here still, you know what I mean? So that's a whole heap of tune.
Yeah.
Plus a 12-inch box, plus a dub plate box.
So,
like there are 3 boxes there and I'm good in it.
So we're talking about, we're calling numbers of 300 and that's a whole heap of tunes that you're going to, the man's going into a dance with 3 million.
That's what I'm saying. Man, that turned down to 2 terabyte of tunes.
2 terabyte of tunes.
You
Yeah.
can't see all of them tunes. So all you can see is Frenzy.
Playing the same playlist. Same playlist, man. So, yeah.
Cause I used to leave tune at home. Like when we had dances in a row, I used to take rearrange the record box.
Yeah.
I said, all right, so them can come out and put a different selection in.
Yeah.
So we go on the road, we play different to what we played.
Yeah.
So we played the last time. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You can be creative and I'm gonna stick to this tonight and hope that nobody don't play out the same selection and mash you up. But the chance of that would rarely happen.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, the internet, man. Internet's kind of like you said. Good things have come out of the internet.
Great things.
Yeah, good things come out of the internet. But for music, like reggae suffered big time. Yeah.
I mean, it's opened the door to more people, but then it is probably the quality, the overall quality has decreased because people are doing it from their bedroom or whatever like that, and not checking each other.
Yeah.
To get a better keyboard player or get a better bass player or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And how it changes, who knows? Who knows what's coming next? I don't know. I'll just keep doing my thing and trying to push forward and try and stay original, make good music. You know, that's the only way I know it. Make some good music and people will always appreciate quality. Is how I look at it. You know, quality will always come through.
You don't mind hearing old stuff though. I know you always been a man about pushing forward still, but you don't mind hearing some old classics. As long as it's different classics. You don't want to hear the same classic.
It's it's not even about whether it's old or new. It's just that was for that period. That was for that period, and I'm kind of done with that. You know, I'm done with that. I'm not really into nostalgia, and whether that be, I don't really attend any of those revival reggae dances or revival soul dances. That was then, and I'm done with that. What's now?
Okay.
You know, so it's not that I don't drive around with I Found Loving and Rising to the Top in my car. As much as I loved that in that period, I love them tunes in that period.
Yeah.
But that's done with. What's now?
I find myself wanting to go to them kind of events more because the new events or the ordinary events they're not doing it for me.
You're right.
So I may as well just go and listen to stuff I know then.
Yeah, so hence I can't go nowhere because
Just never go nowhere. You know what I mean?
I can't go to the new events, so I can't go to the old events.
It's like sitting just in the studio mastering some new piece of equipment or something.
I listen to podcasts, man. Yeah, listen to podcasts. It's not about whether if I go back and listen. I listen to lots of old stuff in terms of check out the production and music for me is always about education. If I listen to that, what's the how is it being produced? What sounds are they using? That's kind of how sometimes it's a bit of a hindrance.
Yeah.
Of how I have to, I can't just listen to a song and that's got some nice lyrics and it's a nice melody. I don't listen to music like this. I'm like, what bass sound did they use?
Yeah, that's a problem. I was gonna say that, So even when we're talking about going out and having a good time, when you do this thing, it's really hard to just go out and enjoy something.
Yeah.
Like you're always like listening, like I can't help it. I'll go and listen to how the man's playing the sound, and I'm like, before I just go in there and have a good time, I'm like, nah, he's not mixing very good.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to tune up the sound, man. The sound don't sound good. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You can't help it, can you? You just you go into that mode, innit?
Yeah. Listen to the snare.
Yeah, man, come on, man.
Can you hear the snare? Listen to the snare on that tune, man. And that's how I listen to music. And it was how I listened to music back when I was in sound. Well, I used to go to Unity and I'm listening to the tune and I'm like, okay. When I get home, I'm billing a tune like that.
Yeah.
I could hear that. I could hear they've used that keyboard sound and then I'm researching where do I find that keyboard sound from. Then I got to go to another Unity dance and check it out again. Okay, they're using this bass sound on that, and that's how dances was for me. It was an education. I'm not just going there to okay. There's nothing wrong with going to a dance to enjoy it because that's what most people should do. But for my personal journey, it was education for me. And that's never changed. I listen to a song now and it's okay. They're using that effect. They're using that kind of compression or
but that's
whatever.
probably just who you are anyway. I think that's just how I am. Before I was making, I've always tried to make music, but before I was making music, I just would listen to how music was made when I listened to music. You know what I mean? That's just it's just who you are in that way. So you can't switch that off still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was your favourite sound from them era there?
Unity.
I was gonna say you mentioned Unity like 5-9 times.
Unity, I think, was my favourite sound. It had different sounds for different things, didn't it? You went to Java because you wanted some bass line that's going to knock you over. Because Java was heavy back in the days. And then, round about the Jammies Revolution, I would have been probably, 15, 16. And this was like a new thing coming. I remember the first time I heard Slang Ting. This new thing. And, we was around for that whole period of new thing. And it just happened to be like Unity was running with that whole digital new thing, and that's all it was. Because Coxsone was wicked still when Blacko was running Coxsone in them times for me, and so you had different sounds for different things. But because of the Jammies revolution, Unity was my favorite sound at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unity was a vibe sound, innit?
Yeah.
It wasn't about how big the set was or nothing like that, you know what I mean? It's just all about the vibes that was going on around.
And it was, it was about the music. It was about the music. And I remember going to a dance in Slough. I think it was Jaro, Saxon and Unity in Slough Community Centre. Slough Community Centre is big.
This is so big.
Yeah. And it was cold outside. It was in the winter. It was cold and there was a queue going around the corner and I had just got inside after queuing for a good, must be nearly an hour. Just got inside, and as I got inside, sweet reggae music. I see doors start busting up with all these people outside just trying to get in to hear this.
They wanted to hear that tune. They're like, no, they're playing that tune there.
You just see the doors starting busting up. Madness. Yeah.
I witnessed that sound clash there, what we was talking about. 94, whatever it was, Saxon, Bodyguard, Cabernigas, and
Addis, yeah.
And something was going on. I don't know what tune was playing, but you could hear the dance buzzing, and
yeah.
we're all outside. We're like, why is it taking so long? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next minute, you see the door coming off the hinges, and everyone just went to get inside. That's why it was so good.
You can't be outside when a certain tune is playing, man. Yeah. So Unity kind of had that for me.
Coxsone was my sound still.
All right.
I used to love Coxsone still.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone was good for everything like that.
Yeah.
The Volcano was great, you know what I mean? I used to love the ends and the vibes of that, but I used to like Coxsone because for that reason, the man that always play something.
Yeah.
That you never heard, but he's always gonna give you something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just used to like how Blackie used to carry on. When he played it, I used to like how he carry on. Yo, you hear this? Anybody play this, but lock off. Pack up the sound and go home now. Listen it.
Yeah.
Frankie Paul and Dennis Brown.
Yeah.
No boy, I play this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like them. I used to love them kind of things.
So even though Unity was kind of my favorite sound, but every sound had their character. Volcano, like I said, Volcano had their thing. Saxon had their thing. Coxsone had their thing. And today I don't want to hear no jammies, so I'll go and hear what Coxsone's playing or whatever. So you had every sound had it was about character. Nobody wanted to sound like a next sound.
Exactly. So I was just gonna say that you should know exactly who you was listening to within 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You didn't even need to hear the mic man. Just by the sound effects and the kind of selection that he was playing, you get a good idea who was playing,
Yeah, and that character's gone from sound system. Everybody's just playing the same thing.
I remember the first time we left London, because like you growing up in London, or just London anyway. Sometimes them time there especially, musically you kind of blinkered because everything's in London, and them time there London man say anything outside of London is country. Yeah. And so nothing ain't going on, you know what I mean? Man, like, have you got electricity out there? And all that kind of foolishness. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And so
White Sox.
Yeah, So the first time I left London and listened to sound systems from outside of London, I was amazed. Actually, that's a lie. The first song I heard from outside of London, but they was playing in London, was V Rocket.
Right.
And so we had to go to this dance because you always used to, when you get the sound tape, them you always used to get every year you get the annual Saxon versus V Rocket clash,
Yeah.
And you always got the Saxon side, And it would always be arms out. So the man would be cussing. You hear the two sound played at the same time. You could hear a big argument going on between, two people on the mic and that. So you knew them dances used to be eventful. So he was always like, I want to hear this V Rocket sound. Talking about country sound, but to get Saxon that mad every year, they must be going on with something. You can't string up next to Saxon every year. You're clashing with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you got the man and raw like that. They must have some tune. They must be going on with something. So I don't believe all of this country talk. Yeah.
And
then I had a dance in was it in Stonebridge? I think it was Chalk Hill actually. Java, Coxsone and V Rocket. So I'm like, I'm definitely going to this dance here now, brother. When V Rocket switch on, V Rocket always had a good sound. Right? When they switch on and I hear this sound, I was like, you lot got me. You lot telling me the country business. And that man got this thing on point. The bass line was round, and they had a chest full of jammies dub play. And I was like, that's it. He was like, that's it. We gotta leave. We gotta go out. You know what I mean? And we got a Mini. Got older Mini, no license, nothing like that. You know what I mean? And we leave and drive out, went Coventry, listen, what's the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
One
yeah.
time I went Manchester, listen, Barron. And then, you know what I mean? Once you start coming outside, I was like, oh, there's so many sounds out there. And again, but still, everybody had their own character.
Yeah, yeah. Controversial statement.
What?
The country sounds used to sound heavier than the London sounds.
I say that all day long. I say that all day long. Nobody can't tell me nothing different. They sounded like 5-10 times better.
Yeah, the country.
Come on.
Yeah, the country sounds heavy. It's a joke, man, with quality and you know, sound equipment and how the sound used to look and the way the boxes used to look.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the country sounds, man.
It just opened my eyes. I was just like, wow, there's a big world going on outside of London kind of thing, you know?
Yeah,
Then I come back and go to a dance, you know, and to a London dance. I'm looking at you, I'm like, yo, you telling me about country, that you lot sound like you're in a country barbecue. What's this? It's a mess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look behind the boxes and they got the wires twisted together, you know what I mean? You go out a road, you know what I mean? You go outside of London, these men have got big sound systems string up properly, you know what I mean?
You know
First time I see XLR was outside London, not inside. Man still had connector blocks and wires going to their mid-range, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know when the injection come in, like, so that would have been like the 90s, isn't it? Because I don't really remember too much about injection in the 80s, but when injection turned up, when you hear that, up to this day, I don't know if many sounds sound like injection.
Have you ever heard a bad sound from Birmingham, though?
No.
I don't think I've ever heard a sound come out of Birmingham and it don't sound good.
They have pride in how their sound, you know, and sometimes with the London sounds, you know, you just go to some dance like you still have them old top box there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. I go to Birmingham Carnival, you see injection, they got all their names flashing up in the speaker and all them things there.
Yeah.
And I'll come back the next week or something and go to a dance or go to London Carnival or whatever like that, you know. And these men, they still got wires behind the box, this same old crusty box.
Some big sounds.
I'm sure that's the box that mashed down like 10 years ago. It fell off the speaker and all them things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you used to see some big sounds with, you know, them 2 speakers in one wardrobe size box, you know. This is when man's running with scoop bins for the last 10 years.
Yeah. And that man still got one of them coffins.
Man still got them 2
taxi
big
them boxes.
Yeah.
Quads, you remember quads?
Yeah, you can't get them through the
Can't get them anyway. Yeah, you can't get them in the house.
Man's taken off the front door to try and get inside to the blues dance. Yeah, I've been in there. I've been there, man.
I remember the invention of wheels on speakers. I was like, why did nobody think of this before? I couldn't believe it, man. I said, man, yeah, man, we got to remember them time there, man.
Yeah, man, the country sound there, man. Yeah.
Heavy, man.
Yeah.
Heavy. I remember injection, that's the only sound that moved me with bass line. Physically, they moved my body with bass line.
Yeah.
Low injection. We strung up with injection in Oxford.
Right.
Battered us. Battered us, fam. Just us and injection in Oxford, man.
Yeah.
We string up and we sounding alright, you know, we was happy. I said, yeah, I sound alright, injection come after us. I mean, I'm strung up to sound quick.
Yeah.
I was like, raw.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
They done that quick, innit? Then they're bringing the mids, go. I'm like, okay. Me and Moose were standing up next to our preamp and they had a box behind us kind of thing. And me and Moose were standing there and hear them checking out. Tops them sound fire. I said, let's string out quick, innit? Moose said, yeah. Mid-range coming. I said, okay. Low mids coming. I said, okay. Man dropped the bass, both me and Moose like,
and then when you hear the microphone, it's like God walking the room. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. That was we did learn a lot that night.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, the country sounding.
The only sound there. And then I hear Earthquake. King Earthquake. Never forget that. I see this flyer, yeah, for Brixton Rec. Them time there. What's the name of that thing? What's ABBA's dance there? That they keep. They have it in monthly. Remember when they used to be in Brixton Rec?
The one that they still keep now?
Yeah.
University of Dublin?
Yeah. at the time when it was just starting in it, when it was in Brixton Rep.
Yeah.
Let's see this flyer. Let me get this right. ABBA, Jayud, and King Earthquake from Birmingham. I read this flyer, I was like, hold on. There's a sound from Birmingham called King Earthquake. I got to go and hear that, fam. You know what I mean? I got to hear that, because like I say, I never heard a sound of poor quality come out of that city there.
Yeah, yeah.
King Earthquake. I said, there's no way you could have your sound called King Earthquake and you don't sound good. But in this dance here, and he's playing, and he sound nice. I said, all right, yeah, you sound good. And he make a talk. Then if he said super bass or something like that, yeah, but he had some switch. And he flipped this switch here. And you know, like, you know if you got like a heat, and you're looking over the heat like a flame, and everything's all fuzzy and that, the whole dance just went fuzzy. Cause my eyelids was bouncing with the bass line. The whole dance just went fuzzy, and he played his bass line for about 30 seconds, a minute. And then when he took it off, you look around and everybody took a deep breath. You couldn't breathe in the bass line. When he switched it, you see everybody like, everyone looking around at each other like, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't ramp it, especially Birmingham. You can't ramp with the Birmingham sounds there, man. When you talk about country, the Birmingham sounds.
Always heavy, man.
Yeah.
Always heavy. But I think some big sounds still.
Yeah.
Even going further north still, you know? I remember seeing Willpower.
Yeah.
And Willpower, these boxes look tiny to me. I mean, I'm exaggerating. There's no way it's this big, yeah? But they're coming with all these boxes that look like the same size. So for the life of me, I couldn't tell which one was bass and which one was mids.
Right.
Because it all looked the same, you know what I mean? I put this wall up, you know what I mean? When that switch on there, that was a different thing as well. Different, man. Different sound. But I always liked B-Rocket. I thought B-Rocket always sounded good.
Yeah.
Always sounded good.
I think the London sound that always had, that could always challenge any sound bass like was Java.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah. You see man fall over in Java dance. Literally. Straight on their face. Yeah.
You had to strong them time there, you know. You
Yeah.
couldn't go dance with an empty belly and empty. You
Yeah.
take a bowl of soup before you go to dance.
But you're smoking and drinking tenants before you go dance.
Tenant soup, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I see man drop on their face when Java switch on. So.
Why did you even mention tenant soup, you know? Bad memories with that there, you know.
Bring them back, man. Bring them back. Yeah.
Yeah, Java was heavy though.
Yeah.
Java was heavy. They used to play a lot of jammies still. Java used to play a lot of jammies too.
Yeah.
So.
I remember them before the jammies, there was like a proper King Tubbies.
Yeah.
You know when King Tubbies was running the place, like early to mid '80s. Java, man. Yeah.
Yeah, enough Tubbies. So.
Yeah.
That was the first song I hear play. The Java don't fear no sound. Java don't fear. First song I hear play that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I want the man to get more adventurous with their dub plate cutting as well, you know. Now, just thinking about that, it kind of made me come back to that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, see what happens with this end of World Clash, because it opens the door for a new era. You know.
There's so many. I think that's why I think it's on the. Part of me thinks it's on the up, but then the crowd turn out. I'm always like, I thought there would have been more people in that still. But I see dancers all over there. They got the 45 sharp luck, and the nailing the coffin.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different events with different sound clashes all the time still. So people taller man that's out there cutting and still clashing still. But yeah, just do your thing, innit?
Yeah.
And some intros. Remember the day of the intro?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yep. Fuzzy Jones and.
What? What? Tell me about these things. This is the greatest song.
Yeah.
The days of the intro, man. I miss that, you know? Because even that used to get a forward before the tune even start, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Intro. Hold on. It's me, the Undertaker. You know them kind of thing there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. The whole internet. We come back to the internet again. You know, with the whole internet, and you're sending an email to another man to cut a tune for you. So you have no say in what's going to be introed. Back then, you had every say in what was, because you was there. You know, half the time you were in the room when the tune's being cut.
Yeah.
I remember when you used to cut the tune's cutting while the man's voicing. You know, it's not like you voiced onto a tape first and then you cut it from the tape.
No. I see man cut it, right, voicing straight to the plate.
Yeah, you know, and if he gets that, I've never seen anybody get it wrong actually.
I've never seen anybody get it wrong.
But they're voicing straight to the plate while it's cutting. You know, so you know you're in the room while you have an input in what the intro is going to be, and you don't necessarily have no input anymore. You send an email to a man, and man's cutting tune in the back of the car on the way to the dance. That's where we're at.
We used to, like, if we send for tune, just send for tune. Now it was like 2 people, maybe 3 people that used to cut the tune in for us, so they know we reason about it first and say exactly how we want it, you know. Yeah. Yeah, and so I didn't mind sending for tune like that when certain man was gonna deal with it, because they deal with it how you want it to be done. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you just emailing somebody, some random who said he's got a dub plate session, or he could get this artist and that artist, then you're gonna end up getting a tune on Taxi. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, and it comes back to that people just don't know again. It comes back to that again, because all they want is the tune. They just want to make sure that they have that tune. You know, I've heard certain speeches in Clash Dance Boy. Me have that tune there too. You know, man's just played the tune, and next man's gone. Boy, me have that tune. Me have that tune too. And what? What? Is that something to be proud of? How that become something to be proud of? Because you got the same tune as the next man. The whole thing is that you have a tune and the next man don't have it.
Yeah.
That for me, that's what sound is about. Boy, me have that tune too. You know.
Yeah.
Really.
You ever get catch up with like a bad voice in and stuff like that? Fake dub plates, splice dub and them things.
What, me personally?
Yeah.
From when we was playing sound?
Yeah.
No, never. Because even down to when we was Joys of Life, and Joys of Life wasn't even I won't say it's not. It wasn't even what's the word I'm looking for? But even though we used to play a lot of R&B but you know we had Elephant Man and Cobra, and we had dub plates, but I was there when them tunes cut.
Yeah.
It's not like we had to send for them.
Yeah,
so we never get no splice, because every time I've been any dub that we had, I've been there.
Yeah.
So, or somebody's been there in the room with going back to when we were Studio Magic, and somebody was there when Sanchez got cut. Somebody was always there. It's not like you never send for nothing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't think we ever sent for no dub.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so people have missed out on the whole. It was all part of the. You can't get no dub unless you get on a plane or somebody in the sound's going to Jamaica.
Yeah.
That was all part of the thing, man.
Or you're going to the studio where the man is when they're over here.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the greatest vibe still.
Yeah.
And you get it exactly one, and you actually meet the artist then.
So I don't think I've ever been in a situation of splice dub and fake dub plate, because I've always been there.
I've had man try to sell me fake dub though. I've had people try to sell fake dub. Yeah. Yeah. And even like sometimes you try a new link and they send you a tune, and I'm like, nah, that's splice, bro. That's not even. I'm not even sending you the money for that.
Yeah.
Thing like that. But yeah, that come into it when selling thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was out of it by then. I was done by then.
Brother, there's some scammers out there.
Yeah.
In that dub plate thing. And again, that's why I think so many dubs just sound the same, and everyone ends up cutting the same tune them as well.
Yeah.
Because a few times, man, I had a guy turn up, went to the studio, to cut. I had some tunes to cut, and I've been avoiding this phone call. This man I told him not to call me again, and after a while, this man calling my phone, and I can't just. I'm not even answering him. You know what I mean? Turn up at the studio to cut this dub, and he's there. Me and X is there, and he's there. I'm like, oh. Then the studio say, yo, Solo, we're on him outside, he's looking for you. I told him he was coming. I said, what you tell him I was coming for? So he come like, Solo, yeah. Need to speak to you outside, come out some dub plate for you. And I said, what do you mean you got dub for me? I never asked you to get me no dub. You know what I mean? So anyway, we entertained him, and me and X go outside and sit in the car. I said, all right, let me hear them. What you got then? The man pull out a cassette Yeah?
Yeah.
Like a TDK D90 or something like that. I say, you see, that start bad already, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is why I wasn't answering the phone to you. Got that start bad already. What's that?
Not even an essay.
No, bruv. I'm like, so that start already. That start bad, you know. The man put in the cassette now. He told me he got some sizzler. Play the tune. I'm like, brother, that's not sizzler.
Rizzler.
Yeah. I'm like, that's not sizzler. No, man, sizzler. Man, I said, that's not sizzler. Trust me, that's not sizzler. Listen to the next one then. Listen to the next one then. I said, I don't need to. If the first one is good, the next one ain't gonna be, you know what I mean? He said, all right, don't worry about that then. But me have some elephant. You know what I mean? The man played the elephant. Now, X is like, yo, that are the same man who I try to sound like sister. I try to sound like elephant. The man said, no man, the elephant. And X was like, elephant, that sound like elegant. Sorry. Oh man, yeah, you know, so yeah, you get people like that still.
Well, enough sound must have get catch out because there must have been a period of before people even noticed. Must have been going on for a little while. You know, so enough sound must have enough tune in their box what they think is whoever. Yeah. And well, they probably know now, but
yeah, they probably know now by the time when you
yeah.
get it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, it happened enough time.
Yeah.
It happened a couple. Well, I say enough time. It happened a few times, but then that's when you wise up and you just say, all right then. if we're not going down to cut the tune them, and we're not voicing them up here, if we have to send for something,
yeah.
only this man or this man could do it.
Yeah.
So like Gregory Peck used to cut some tune for us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And some other man, Triller and them man there, but yeah, it's like that still. Yeah man, the man plays sister. I said that's not sister. He said, all right, listen to elephant. He's like, yo, that's the same fool I try to sound like sister. I try to sound like Ellie now.
And you know, some sounds don't care. So you know, with this whole splice dub and fake dub thing, some sounds are actually trying to get away with it. You know.
Part of me thinks that's when they see when you said people trying to get away with it. That's the first time when you used to hear people play a dub for 30 seconds and then pull it up.
Yeah.
Is when man was trying to get away with it, you know.
Yeah.
When I check it out, you know what I mean? Because them time dance is playing good, you know, man say, yeah man, super cat. And he played for 30 seconds, oh, wheel up. And the next time I'm like, no man, play that again. What dance was that though? That was a dancer. And the man said, no, play that again, play it again. And the man wouldn't play it again.
Yeah. That wasn't one of them clash, innit? One of them world clashes, I think, from way back.
From way back though,
yeah.
innit?
Yeah.
That's like, yeah, I'm sure that's like the first time I ever hear a man play a tune for like 30 seconds and then wheel up. And
man play a super cat, and because super cat never used a voice for anybody. So, you know, yeah.
Time there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Pride in your sound system, man. You have to have pride and, you know, be authentic and, you know don't try to fool the people because you can't, especially in this time, you can't fool them. You can't fool them, man.
Still.
Yeah, you can't fool them.
Well, no, you know, the man that play the tune them so quick now, who's to say that you can't fool them? I don't think I have enough time to clarify if that was the artist.
True.
Or not.
Yeah, true.
And worse, I don't even really know them artists inside out like I used to know.
Yeah.
Pay attention before, like, you know what I mean? So who's to say?
But true, it's probably on Taxi or one of them rhythm. I don't even pay it no mind
Switch
anyway.
up straight away from that, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't pay it no mind. I don't know if you saw when so Buju's last tune, Trust.
Yeah.
When Sovereign Syndicate play it upon a Jammies rhythm. I wasn't even a fan of the tune Trust. But when they put it upon this Jammies rhythm, I was like, that's how sound's supposed to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could tell the man them think about it and say, yeah, that
yeah.
there goes
Put it on an old Jammies rhythm that nobody plays and
okay.
bust up the dance with it. You know, that's how, for me, that's, and this is, I wasn't in the dance, but, you know, just watching the dance. For me, I'm watching the dance online, and I'm like, if all dance was like that, I'd be in all of them.
But them man is a long time sound now. Them man is Sovereign Sovereign Syndicate. Long time on the road, so you can see them have that older mentality. To think and cut up like that. You know what I mean?
You know, if all dance was like that, and you can hear a man thinking about, we're putting this on that rhythm, and you know what other sound has done it, and taking a chance. It's a chance, but because it's a hot Buju tune, you know, said if all sound was like that, I'd be there regular. But I can't research. You know, I
haven't watched that or heard that, but I remember hearing people say that they did do that.
Yeah. One tune, boss up the dance, man. So, you know, if all sound was like that, I'd be there all the time, man.
It's the way forward, man. I used to love that. I used to love going to the studio and tell an artist, oh yeah, I want you to do this tune, I want you to do it this way, and I want you to sing on that rhythm.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, on that rhythm. And they start singing and say, yeah, it sounds good. Yeah. And they get hype up, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's when it feels really, really good, you know?
Yeah. Put the world to rights with sound system.
So it's a very important part, you know. Everybody knows that, but like you say, like it seems to be disconnected from the production of music, you know what I mean? And it would be nice if the sound system and the production side came together again,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that would help in a lot of things.
Well, the sound system is the whole point of sound system is to push the music. So otherwise, for me, what is the point? If you're not pushing the music, if you're just playing the same tunes from 1984 over and over and over again, so in 10 years' time, what are we going to have in 10 years' time? We're still going to be talking about we're playing them because they're classics.
Yeah, cause I don't think it's about that anymore. I don't think it's about the music. I think it's about the individual that's playing it.
Yeah.
I feel one-man band now.
Yeah. True.
You know what I mean? I feel it's all one man. It's all about the one man.
Yeah.
It's not even about the sound.
Yeah, true.
You hear the individual's name more than you hear the sound name.
Yeah, it's not about your team, you know. It's about your team before, you know.
Yeah, it's about your team before, where it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause even when like, if you look when Trooper was playing Jaro, there came a point when it was more about Trooper than it was about Jaro.
Yeah.
Or you would hear Trooper's name as much as you heard Jaro.
Yeah.
Like when people was clashing them, they wasn't saying, yeah, we're gonna kill Jaro tonight.
They're coming to kill Trooper
tonight.
Yeah.
And this time, and he was still in Jaro at the time. Then. It's not when he had Troopers on, he was in Jaro at the time. Then.
Yeah.
So it started to become more about the individual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it go.
I saw it go.
That's how it go, you know?
Yeah.
Till next time, I think we should do this again though.
Because there's plenty more.
I think there's more.
Oh,
things
jeez. There's plenty more.
There's more things to reason about.
Yeah,
there's
definitely plenty more. There's plenty more touring stories that we don't get to.
Oh, we ain't even got into them things.
Yeah, there's plenty touring stories. You know, luckily I wasn't playing sound. Like when I kind of went into touring world, I couldn't do both.
Yeah.
Luckily, because I used to buck up on their man every day. I'm in a lift with a man and what I'm bridging. Yeah, and which band you here with? I'm in him Sizzler, you know. And those are things that happen regular.
Okay.
A man don't even boss yet, and you're in a lift with him, and and then the next week, you know, this is the biggest man on the earth, and you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So then, you know, I used to be in places. You know, you're on a bus. You know, I did a tour in Australia. You know, you're on a bus. You got Shaggy, and you got Inner Circle, and you just move in together.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just an everyday thing. So it's just lucky I wasn't in sound them time.
You'd be voicing some Inner Circle and Shaggy don't play.
Yeah. You're backstage at one of them festivals. They're just playing football with Buju and them things was just everyday things. Yeah. You know.
You ever had to pinch yourself? You ever get starstruck?
I remember seeing Scientists, because Scientists is my biggest idol. Yes. I would have to give it to Scientists as being, you know, my influence through bass. And he was, because when I used to buy the vinyl back in the day, that was the name I was looking for. It was on green sleeves. But when I see Scientists, mixed by Scientists, I didn't even care about.
From our Roots Radix and it mixed by Scientists, whatever.
At the time, it probably Scientists more than the Roots Radix. When I see Scientists, that was it. And I remember doing a festival in, remember Essential Festival?
Yes.
I think it was Bristol.
Brighton.
Was it Brighton?
Sure, it was Brighton. Essential.
I think they might have done one in Brighton, but then I think this one was in Bristol.
Okay.
And I think I was there with either Johnny Clark or Maximum, And Scientist was there with Mad Professor, doing his thing with Mad Professor. And I went into the canteen,
Yeah.
You know, the backstage catering. The scientist was right there in front of me, and I couldn't speak.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's probably if I say starstruck, that was the one time I was like, I can't believe this man's right in front of me.
Yeah.
I couldn't even find the words to say, yeah, my biggest influence. I couldn't even find the words.
Okay.
That was the one time I'll say, yeah, starstruck.
Okay.
Because through music, that's been probably one of my biggest.
Okay.
It's funny, and it's funny, the engineer's not even a musician.
Yeah.
You know, he was a musician to me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, them engineers from the late 70s, early 80s, they was and still today. Those engineers from the late 70s, early 80s were musicians as far as I was concerned. That music sounded how it did.
Yes, sir.
Because of them guys that mixed it and, you know, recorded at Channel 1, and then you take that whole concept of you take a tape and you take it over to another studio and record it, and all of those combinations make a sound.
Yeah.
That was what I was into music for.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Scientist was my biggest influence. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever been. I think. Oh, that's a lie. I think the biggest sign that ever got me was Daddy Freddie. You know.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, Coxswain was my soul, innit?
Yeah.
And so I I used to love you promotion as well as a yard son. So when Freddie come over here, and he was on Coxswain, it was just like Freddie. And I tell you what, it wasn't meeting him because I'd met him many times before that.
Yeah.
But what freaked me out was the first time I was on stage with him.
Right.
And we're doing 1-for-1 kind of thing, you know what I mean? I saw DJing, and I said, yeah, I'm coming down the Freddie car, you know, I keep the mic, and I heard his voice, I'm like, hold on, that's Daddy Freddie. But I couldn't get starstruck because he's going to give me the mic back in a minute because he's doing 1-for-1, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I give him, and I heard his voice, I was like, oh no, I can't believe this. I'm on stage with Daddy Freddie, you know, and then I had to get back in the zone.
Yeah. When I started touring, it was just an everyday thing. So it wasn't even like, oh, you know, you're in the foyer and, you know, Shaggy's there and Maxi Priest is there and, you know, and you're at the table in a conversation with them, and it was I never ever thought, oh, gosh, it was just part of every day, what you're going through every day, you know? Yeah.
But worse as well, you're working as well.
Yeah.
So you know you're in a working environment. So you have to carry yourself in a certain way anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I look back on some photos now and I'm like, wow, geez, he was there with that person and he was there with that person and you know, and it's kind of amazing now. But at the time, it didn't even seem like it was. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but at the time it didn't seem like it was anything. It was just everyday run-ins at the time. Yeah. You know, you're on a ferry with Frankie Paul. You know, them things was just normal at the time. Yeah. So the very first show I did, that first show with Frankie and Mike Diamonds. Yeah. Was probably the first time I was nervous.
Yeah, don't blame me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because that was the equivalent, at that time it was the Garance Festival before. It was actually inside, don't know if you've ever played the Zenith in Paris. Yeah. So that's where the festival used to be, it was in Zenith.
Garance was inside there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never know that, okay.
So I remember rehearsing with them, funny enough, at BBMC. It was like the night before you go to rehearsal, and then you jump on the tour bus, and I had some food from one of the shops around there and run my belly. So I couldn't even go to the sound check. So I don't even know what I'm going into. So I remember staying in the hotel the whole day and feeling a bit better now, showtime. Yeah. And the curtains were shut. Yeah. When them curtains open, and because I'm thinking, because this is a whole new world to me.
Yeah, of
course,
yeah.
I know reggae from the UK. You know, you go Central Club, you see 2 live shows because the artists come over. You're talking 700-800. When that door opened, and then it was like, I think it's like 8,000. It's between 8,000 and 10,000 people. What? All these people come to listen to reggae music. I was like, nah, dread. And that was the first. I had to compose myself and be able to play, but that was the only time. After that, it was okay. But yeah, I was a bit nervous same time there. But yeah, there's plenty more of them for the for the next one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We can do some more stories like that in the next one. Still. All right, brother. Give thanks, sir.
Respect.
Love
Solo.
every time.
Bless,
every
man.
time,
Bless.
every time. Who goes there? I never give him the stamp.
Also stamp.
We have to give him the stamp, you know. and I was meant to give you the stamp, you know, because yeah, to come on here, it's because we view you as an Old Raggamuffin still, because of the things that you've done, things that you do in the community and stuff like that. Can't really even touch on the teaching.
Right.
And stuff like that, so we have to do another one.
Yeah, yeah.
We never even touch on the teaching and stuff like that. But just through all the achievements and the way you carry yourself, I know so you're an Old Raggamuffin. You get the stamp and who goes there? There is Old Raggamuffin, Mr. Don Chandler.
Bless up, Solo. Respect.
Love, every time. Old Raggamuffin.